一场的话是他在上面，我会在下面，然后第二场的话是
他
在上面，然后第一个场我在上面，然后第三场我们俩都会在上面。所以其实就是
第三场的时候，
我们在上面的时候就第三场的时候，对，就很后面，就这个。
OK， 没事，希望他不会这个。要实在出问题，我问 GPT。
对对对。
他们应该没开始，就他们要 retweet 可能才能。no， 他们应该要在他们那边开始转播还是怎么地才会显示在这儿吧？可以搜一下，就是不知道他们在哪儿转来着
？FinChip 的 X。
他们可能要重新加一下，因为他们现在不在这儿了。
对。
就他们之前那个我们测试的 end 之后，他就已经就是40多秒，就已经结束了。就他们得重新，我感觉得重新 invite 他们。
重新的对，然后 GMI 那边也是在重新。
我刚才那个注册的同学要在哪？
应该没改这个
啊？
应该没改。
没有，应该就是这个 WR。
应该没改意思。
直播地址，直播地址要发，
就还是之前那个 link， 同一个 link， 它重新加一下就好。
同一个 link， 同一个地址，重新加一下。
然后那个
GMI Cloud。
好。
Do you want to have somebody with you downstairs?
Yeah.
We just did a test live stream. Essentially, just reconnect with the channel.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Can she join later?
Yeah. I mean, you just.
But it's not starting until 5:40.
4:45.
The live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. She only wants to live stream for 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, if she connects now,
it would just be.
She doesn't have to think about it anymore. She can exit from stream, right?
Yeah. I don't think she needs to like monitor the string. It would just automatically be on that side. I think. Yeah, the same link.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just send it.
看不到。
要挪一下，这玩意儿得挪，得。对。我 shoot， 他们这城有厕所吗？我操！
去问吧，你去问。
Yeah.
因为有个在 QQ 嘛。
Right. Can start with. Yeah, I think if you clip this to your phone, you'll be fine. Can take this. Basically, it will be simple questions. We can sit here, so the camera can capture us. Okay. Yeah, it's great. All right. Just say hi to our audiences who may be already joined. Yeah, we have this already.
I got it.
So, just quick questions like, what are you building right now?
Okay, so right now I'm focused on building Alpha Forage, which is like AI-powered investment platform.
Ooh.
So it's like that, like there are like lots of people who do like long-term investment, and they spend like days, weeks, and months on researching, like whether like that's a good stock to invest in or not. So right now, what I'm focused on is there is a concept called like intrinsic value.
Okay. Yeah, intrinsic value.
Yeah. So basically, I built a platform which basically helps you to like calculate the intrinsic value.
Okay.
It says like how your stock has been performing in like past few days, past few months, past few years. And based on it, like it gives you insights. And what I personally feel is like there are some stocks which are like overvalued, undervalued, and fairly valued.
Yeah.
So you should get to know all about that. So it totally depends on like how your business is performing. So it's based on like multi-AI agent framework, which we are currently working on. So that's exactly what I'm building right now.
Okay. Well, what does that like a multi-agent network look like? Is it
so you can think it like it's of like generative AI. So basically, I'll tell you like in simple language.
Yeah.
Let's assume like there is a head of the family.
Yeah.
At the top. Or maybe like the head in a company, a manager.
Yeah.
Under him, like he has like various people.
Employees.
Yeah, like one
working for him.
Yeah, like one takes care of the sales.
Yeah.
There is like second employee who takes care of how the product is going on.
Yeah. Okay.
There is other one who in startup there is one thing like what's the thing that you are improving daily, day by day. There is one person who works on. So just assume like there is one agent at the top. Below it, like there are few agents.
Yeah.
One agent takes care of like what are the technical indicators. What are the fundamental indicators?
Yeah.
Third agent is of like how that particular stock has been performing through the chart patterns. And fourth, most importantly, is the news. Because you know, the news sentiment. Like if it's a positive news, the stock will go up. If it's a negative news, the stock will go down. So if I just trade based on news, it's a not good idea. If I just trade based on technical indicators, that's a not good idea.
So you integrate all these factors
so
together.
There are like 8 factors, 8 agents
factors.
who works on them. And like 9th one is the news. So news is given most priority. So if it goes above a particular threshold or like goes below a particular threshold, the news is like, hey manager, my boss at the top, there is something happening, so we need to have a look. So that's how like the model.
So the boss agent actually taking the information and do the decision of investment. Oh, that sounds super cool. And what brings you to the event today?
Okay, so I saw like this is the event where like most of the YC startups are coming, and like there was like GMI Cloud who have been working on what we say inference speed. And one thing which I'm interested in is like how the inference speed works and like how do you do changes or like what you do so that model can achieve a particular speed. So the main reason why I'm here is like to talk to people who are working on the same space because I'm interested in like agentic AI stuff, various orchestration and on like finance. So I want to like meet people and like build something solid because like I do not find any value building something alone. Instead, what I believe is like have a good team, have everyone. Don't be a manager. You can be a manager, but at the same time, you should have like the people who are taking care of like different stuff so that product gets built easier and faster.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much. It was nice talking to you.
And hope you enjoy the event today.
I will.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. We can have that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Nice meeting you. It's Philip. Hi. Oh, you can take this. There. I think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, please take a seat.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, we are a podcast like featuring student or young founders mainly, and also investors backing them. And we are also going to moderate the panel today, and we are doing like a little streaming right now.
Sure.
So yeah, we're going to interview people who attend the events.
Sure.
Yeah. So just quick questions. Can you introduce your what you are doing right now? What you are building? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the director of business development at AI Accelerate, which is a AI agentic startup. So we are building AI agents which can be deployed as a real work in the real workforce as your AI co-worker or a colleague. So we have 6 agents right now, inbound, outbound, outreach, also pre-sales, etc. So which is helping the team or the founders to do the repetitive work so that they can think of other stuff and they can be busy in other stuff. So as of now, we have 6 agents. So we are planning for more, and these are all customizable as well as per your need. Like if you hire a person, if you have a resume, so based on your job requirements.
So basically, you are building agents that can take a position in an enterprise. Either it's inbound, it's outbound, or it's handling
outreach, pre-sales, etc.
Okay.
So you can like the hiring can be freeze, and they can work as a employee or a co-worker to us.
Yeah, that's super cool. Have you ever think of like using all your agents to build like a company that only have agents?
Yeah, so 6 agents can build a team because they are using the same brand, so they can use this. They can be deployed as a same as a team for 6 employees. We haven't done that yet. Everybody's we are deployed 2 or 3 agents so far. But if someone is taking all 6, then it's an AI team.
Oh, that's super cool. Can your agents now like handle maybe discovering the demand or developing the product itself, or not there yet?
Developing a product, not there yet. But the outreaching or finding out.
Like customer
prospects for
interviews?
you, that can be done. That they are doing.
Oh, that's super cool. Do your customers, they kind of use your agent and they cut down the headcounts of their real person team, or are they more work together?
The target is not to cut down the head, but to freeze the hiring, without hiring a person, without increasing the head count, increase your revenue. That's the purpose as of now. So we are basically not cutting down head, but we can freeze down your hiring.
That's super cool. So basically, you're making each of your current employees more efficient. When they're doing their jobs, basically.
Of course, and the agents don't need human intervention. They are like independent employees, like the way we work, and they are working 24/7, and and no sick leaves. So definitely, it's a very for the employees or for the other work resources is very useful. Definitely.
Interesting. So basically, there's still human in the loop making the final decision. They work as your co-pilots or your employee to help you.
Yeah, the accountability is definitely human, but the agents, when they work, when they take calls, or when they book appointments for you, when they're scheduling your next meeting, or they are outreaching, that they are doing independently, no human touch on that.
Yeah, so very interesting. Do you have a specific focus on like which industry they're working on, or is it just a general purpose?
So we have basically we are targeting B2B MSP customers. We have even we have AI companies also. They are not agentic AI, but cybersecurity, they are building other AI stuff. So they have taken agents from us. But we don't have any constraint industry base. But as of now, we have not done anything or like the banking system or even in the government sectors like the schools or something, but any other industries we can do. And we for now our target is small to medium sized businesses, maybe headcount is 10 to 200 to 500.
Oh, then 200 to 500 is already pretty large enterprise.
We are targeting, as of now, we are doing 0 to 500 or 0 to 200 or something like that. But industry-wise, we don't have any constraint right now.
So is the reason for not entering, for example, government space or finance spaces because they have tighter regulations or compliance concerns?
We haven't explored that
okay.
yet. Yeah, so we have started working with other industries, but definitely we will explore those because with financial institutes, always, as you are mentioning, always have their own regulations. So we have to explore that before we even venture that out. So we need to do that. We haven't done that yet.
Okay, yeah, that's super cool. Do you have, what's your kind of longer term vision? Do you like building your team, building like a super, what's it called, enterprise super intelligence or like a enterprise brain? Or
Yeah, definitely that. So we started thinking of that the agents will do the repetitive work, so the founders or the other team members don't have to do taking the calls every time. And after office work also the agents are working, so you are getting all the leads 24/7, so you are not missing any clients. So we started thinking that, and now the review is good. The clients whoever are using, they are very happy. So now gradually, if we can build the AI team, then we can think of other intelligence system, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for answering that. Hope you enjoy the evening.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. Our speaker program will officially begin at 5:30. For now, please enjoy dinner, networking, and fellow builders. Today's event is being live streamed and recorded from start to finish. If you'd like to share your latest project, startup, or idea, please line up near the stage and get interviewed by our moderator. Our interviews are hosted by a Team VC podcast team, a professional venture capital podcast that regularly features founders, investors, and innovators from the AI ecosystem. We look forward to hearing what you're building. Enjoy the evening, and we'll get started at 5:30.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's beyond. You can take this one. Just clip it on your and take a seat. Right. So basically, we will be hosting, moderating the panel later, and we are just doing some quick interviews of the attendees of the events today to share what they're building right now. So can you just introduce yourself a little bit and what you are building right now?
Yeah, I'm a co-founder of LY Links. Okay. The main product we're building, focusing right now is called Mimic AI.
Okay.
It's a project we started from last October. Yep. There is a new functionality from OpenAI's codex called record and replay.
Okay.
It's kind of from the user's point of view, it's kind of similar. So a non-technical user can use this functionality to hit one button before they start their daily repeatable routines. And after they finish their work, they can stop record. Codex, they will generate a skill based on what they think the user is trying to do, and let the user to replay the same automation. But our product has refined a lot on everything. So we're not recording the raw screen of the user. We're not recording everything, but we're condensing the user's action into higher level actions. Then we pass it to our AI agents, and we generate not a skill, but self-healing automation script. It's way more complex than a script, but the advantage compared to the Codex approach is our approach doesn't require token usage after the workflow has been
I can see
established. And even if the user's work environment changed a bit, it can self-repair the whole flow. So the user doesn't have to worry about the automation fails, even if they're working the first time.
So what even in the auto repairment, they don't consume any tokens?
That part will.
I assume that would take.
But it will be a lot of reduce.
Definitely.
The other one. Yeah.
Okay, that's super cool. And that will just become kind of a local program that can work on the user's computer. And, Oh, okay. That's super cool. And like, can you share a little bit more? What kind of tasks are your users automating right now?
Yeah, it will be usable for any almost any person who does work on computer, right? For example, if they're doing like accounting, doing work on the Excel sheet, even cross application, like they need to do some research on the website and record them in like a notebook or Obsidian, take notes, or even they do some hard like in-depth mathematics of their data before they write it down, and our AI agent will try to understand what's the intention behind the user's task.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super helpful actually. So basically, I assume your target customers will be individuals. So you're selling directly to customers, or selling to enterprise also.
The enterprise may come later because we do fear that this is a job killer if in the hand of corporations. So we're trying to delay that as much as possible.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it because they are kind of less open to these kind of new?
No, it's just imagine that if a company decides to use our product, they install on all computers in their corporation, and the next day every normal employees are fired. We don't want that.
Yeah, you're just trying to be helpful for now and increase the individual's productivity instead of kind of replacing them. So you're holding yourself back a little bit. Yeah, that sounds super cool. And I would say, do your customers like how many customers do you have?
We're actually in closed beta right now.
Oh, okay. You're still developing. Do you have like I don't know, ideal customer profile that you may be targeting?
Just lower and like job.
Oh, okay.
And anyone.
Like white collar jobs.
Just non-technical person.
Okay, non-technical.
Yeah, technical person might be able to write their own automation, or they know how to prompt already because they have experience with command AI agent. For anyone, our program doesn't need you to
any
know
prior
how
knowledge.
To,
they don't need to be tech person.
You don't even need to know how to prompt. You just you just need to know how to do your job.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, and how was that different from I don't know the say Claude code type of agent down there? Can I do something more than that, or what's your unique?
Our platform will ensure that every step of the automation platform is deterministic.
Oh, okay.
So we make
so it's repeatable.
Yeah, and every step is tested. So you don't need to worry about one step is failing and causing everything to.
Yeah, that's super interesting, and thank you for sharing here. And hope you enjoy the event today. Yeah, thank you so much. You can take down that. Thank you. You get hi. Yeah, feel free to take a seat, and you can clip this on your. Yeah, it will be recording the voice to the streaming platform. You can clip it on your.
So
there's there's this this. I think it can help you just clip here.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Oh yeah, okay, great. I think that works.
Would I be audible?
Yeah, you're already on stream.
Okay.
Right, nice meeting you here.
Nice meeting you.
I'm Philip, and we'll be moderating the panel today. So we are doing a quick interview before the event begins to hit up the hype. Yeah, and can you just introduce yourself a little bit and what you are building right now?
Okay, so I'm Anshuman. I graduated from UMass Amherst about a month back.
Okay.
And what I'm currently building is an AI agent for flight bookings. So what happens is that when you usually try to book a flight to go somewhere, you would normally go through Google Flights
Yeah.
or Expedia, or maybe directly access an airline website.
Yeah.
So I'm building an agent that compares flight prices across cabin classes.
Across platforms.
Across cabin classes on the same ticket. So
Oh, okay.
what happens right now is Google Flights gives you the cheapest price available on that date, or like if you're searching a particular route, say you want to go from New York to Singapore, and Google Flight shows you a Singapore Airlines flight with a price, say that's $1,200. So $1,200 would be like the bare minimum price you need to pay to travel on the date that you selected. Now, if you go to the Singapore Airlines website, you'll find that there's an option for $12,000, which is like the basic economy. Then maybe you have $1,500 for an economy main, and maybe say $2,000 for premium economy, and so on. Like,
Yeah.
it keeps going up, right? So I'm building an agent that would take all these prices and show you upfront what they are, instead of you having to go to the airline website. And what happens a lot of time is, like, this happened with me in my own personal experience. So I was booking a flight to go from Delhi to Boston once, and it so happened that I was looking at Air France, and it happened that the premium economy was cheaper than economy on that particular day.
Okay.
So I lucked out. But then I thought, why can this not happen again?
Okay,
So that's
yeah.
the main reason I'm building that. As soon as the agent catches a premium economy price dropping below economy, it can just alert the user and make the payment and seal the ticket.
Oh man, that's super interesting actually. Did you observe that happen often, or just
so
occasionally?
It happened once when I booked it, but when I was just looking at flight tickets on random dates, I noticed that happening a lot.
Oh.
Particularly on websites like Air France and KLM.
Okay.
So I wanted to build an agent that catches those price drops and lets you fly premium economy for a cheaper price.
Okay, yeah, that's super interesting. And does your agent just go to different websites and monitor their latest price updates and do the payment for you? Oh, interesting. And how do you do the payment? Do your agent have the ability to pay directly out of your credit card or your wallet, or how does that happen? Do you still need to confirm type in your?
So the two options that I would be looking at is, I load some money into the agent, and that agent makes the payment through that money.
Okay.
Or I can enter my credit card details, and the flight just gets booked through my credit card.
Okay. So how are you currently putting your money to the agent for now? Are you doing it I don't know? There are a lot of crypto solutions there.
That's what I would get into, but crypto is not exactly my space right now. I'm still trying to learn more about how I could do this more efficiently. So I would say for now I would stick to a credit card myself.
Okay. Yeah, because one of our panel guests today will be from both Circle and Coinbase. So I think they are building some infrastructure for the payment system of agents, and I think that would be helpful for.
That would actually be great, because I would like to talk to someone who's dealing with agentic payments.
Yeah.
Because then that would make my agent a better choice and a faster and efficient one.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But I think also for example, the Air France, they need to be able to accept crypto payments.
Yeah, that is the next hurdle, right?
Yeah.
So I would say that's the big challenge right now. But bigger than that is the problem that a lot of these websites, they don't allow you to scrape their data.
That's true.
They have blockers.
Yeah.
So for now, I have the prototype running on mock data. My current thing is I'm trying to find a way for my agent to be able to access the websites without needing human contact.
Okay. I do try around. I think there's a plugin for Claude Code, or just Claude desktop app, where they can basically use your Chrome browser to kind of manipulate your cursor on that browser, I think, and then tip around or click around. I'm not sure. Maybe that's. I'm not sure if there's open source version of that. Maybe it's a good way to try. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think a better way would be to build a separate agent that can bypass those reward filters.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. It just needs to be trained on those images that the CAPTCHA gives you, right?
Okay, yeah.
So once you're through, you're as good as a human being.
Yeah, that's true. select this if you're a human.
Yeah.
That kind of task. Okay. Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah, and do you see like the payment speed will be a good challenge because you want to buy the ticket as soon as possible?
I feel like with agentic payments, it should happen a lot faster, but that's something I still need to explore because I haven't looked at that side yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still relying on a credit card, and that's kind of a safety issue for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You don't easily feel comfortable entering your
sharing the credit card
details.
details to the agents.
I wouldn't personally.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. That's
the next big hurdle is to make the payments safe.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
People to trust the agent to enter the credit card.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I see that's also what the other Coinbase and also the Circle was doing to their extent. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your product.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the event today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
We can mute this.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
If you'd like to share your latest project with an high-quality project startup or idea, please sign up beside me. And then interviewed by our moderator. Our interviews are hosted by a TBC podcast team, a professional venture capital podcast that regularly features founders, investors, and innovators from the AI ecosystem. We look forward to hearing what you're doing. Enjoy the evening, and we will get started at 5:40 p.m.
Oh yeah, just take your seat here. Yeah, this is just fasten. Yeah, take your seat.
All right.
And you can
stay reversible, I guess.
Yeah, and you can keep it to your yeah. We were not starting, but yeah, we're just doing casual interview.
Cool.
So can you share with us what are you building right now?
And we are live streaming on FinChip.ai and GMI Cloud Twitter. You can check our live streaming on the Twitter, please. Thank you.
Cool.
Enjoy your dinner and networking. We are not officially get started right now.
Okay.
Yeah, continue talking, guys.
Sweet. I'm currently building a TikTok for language learning.
Oh, TikTok for language.
Yeah.
How does that work? It's quite brand new to me.
Basically, the idea is just that like there are already a bunch of viral videos out there. If I understand like your exact language learning levels, like all the words that you know that you don't know, I can basically give you an infinite feed of videos that are right at your level, right?
Oh, okay.
So they call it like comprehensible input. So you always want to be getting as much input as possible that's like right at the edge of your level, basically.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to build.
Okay, so is it like who will be your like ideal customers using that?
I mean, pretty much anyone that's trying to learn a language,
Oh, okay.
like it's an ideal customer. So I'm launching first in Chinese because I was learning Chinese. I just spent like 3 months in China actually, like using the app and trying to learn Chinese. So basically right now I'm just trying to scale up the content. So I mean, like it basically doesn't work unless you have good videos right for your level. Like if I log onto the app and I get a video that's either way too easy or way too hard, then it kind of like breaks the experience. Like the magical experience I feel like comes from when you have like the perfect video that's like right at your level and it's also entertaining. That's like the idea.
Are you generating the video or are you like picking them from existing TikTok?
No, yeah, just taking from like existing viral like TikTok or Instagram videos.
Okay. And how many languages are you supporting right now?
So right now I'm starting with Chinese, mostly because I was learning Chinese, but also because Chinese is really easy to model. So like I basically have what's known as a spaced repetition algorithm, like backing the system, which is basically just right before you're about to forget a word, the system will show you a video with that word. So that's basically like all the hyper polyglots essentially use that, but it's really boring. It's like in flashcard form. So the idea is to combine like a video reel format with that spaced repetition algorithm, and we know it's really effective. Yeah.
So how do you actually match the existing level of the language learner with what kind of videos that might be?
Yeah, so like basically the way that it works, I mean, I wish I had like a screen so I could show you, but so like the app is pretty much just working. So basically like when the user signs up, they'll tell us like, hey, what's like your general level? But then like the magic starts after that. So basically like
it's almost like Tinder and TikTok had a language learning baby.
Yeah.
So like you would basically, if you know all the words in a video, you would swipe right.
Okay.
And if you are missing some of the words in the video, you would swipe left and then mark the ones that you know and don't know. And then basically over time, like the algorithm just knows, hey, these are all the words that the user knows. These are all the words that they're learning when they need to review them. And then I feed that into the recommendation algorithm to give you like videos that match whatever you need at that time.
So basically you need to kind of, from my understanding, you need to transcript the video, the audio.
That's right.
To match the words that.
Correct. So for every video, like it goes through a pipeline. So we do like character recognition and like speech to text to basically extract the transcript. Then we like take all the words that are chunked in the video and then index it. So that way, like later, when someone is actually going to view the video, it's matched to their level.
That's super cool. Can you share with us like how many users are there already?
Yeah, so right now I actually haven't fully launched it. Right now I'm going through the approval process for iOS to get the video feature through. So basically started with like just the flashcard version, and then now moving to like a video version.
Okay. Do you see like Duolingo be a competitor in some sense?
Not really. I mean, I feel like their model will have to change quite a lot for it to kind of like be like this form factor. Like the main thing too is like getting all the videos onto the platform. So I'm like currently like having a bunch of agents go out and like message creators and be like, hey, can I use your content? Can I use your content?
Oh, okay.
So I feel like it's actually like a big like scale up to like get this kind of system to work.
Okay. Yeah. But I think that process will be easier for TikTok if they decided to do it.
Yeah, I think the existing like products basically have the library, but they haven't set up like the algorithm or like the focus like product around specifically language learning. But I do think those companies in the future would be great to partner with, something like that, to like just be able to directly use their feed.
Yeah, that's definitely. And do you see like there needs to be some kind of guardrails where, I don't know, if their children's on the platform?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, the great part about AI nowadays is that whenever you ingest a video, you can kind of feed it through AI classifiers.
Oh, okay.
You just take a look at the video and be like, hey, is this inappropriate or are there like, bad words or whatever? And you can kind of classify it and do that appropriately.
Okay, yeah, that's super cool. Can you share a little bit more about your roadmap going forward?
Yeah, I mean, so right now my main focus is just so I feel like it's hard to get the flywheel going where like to get creators interested, you need to have users. To get users, you need to have content. So it's like basically getting this flywheel going is the hard part. So at least for right now, I'm basically just like ingesting a bunch of videos. My goal is to be able to prove like either to like VCs or users like, hey, this product is really good. Like when I use all these videos like without copyright or whatever internally, that it works really, really well. And then hopefully that can start to get that flywheel going where like we get more creators interested, we get more users, and basically jumpstart it that way.
Oh, so in the longer term, you're not only fetching videos from Instagram or TikTok, but also like you have your own creators on board to your platform.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ideal is that like you don't need people to specifically upload for us. It's more like whenever there's a new viral video that we think might be useful for our learners, and we like try to like bring that into the platform.
Oh, okay.
So like we call it like TikTok for language learning, but it's not quite the same as TikTok in the sense that like TikTok has like an almost infinite need for creators. Actually, what you need here is like you just need the best video for every specific level like bracket, right? So there's not actually like an infinite need for videos. It's like you really just need great videos for each level, and so basically you try to measure which like learning slices are underserved, and you try to find really good videos to serve those learning slices. So you actually don't need like infinite videos, just enough videos that are really high quality to cover the entire learning style.
Okay. Are you kind of referencing other existing like language exam systems to like layer the level of?
No, I don't think so. Like it's not really like a test or anything like that with the app. I mean, it's like the users are incentivized to like be honest with the words, marking the words that they know and don't know, because otherwise the system doesn't work well for you.
Okay.
But I feel like there might be some like fun stuff that you can add on later to kind of test like, oh, did you actually learn like from what you're doing?
So basically now is the target is to expand your vocabulary, like your dictionary of vocabulary.
Basically, so my goal is just to right now get as many videos as possible, so every learning level is covered with a good video.
How's your Chinese learning experience right now with your own app?
I mean,不错.
Okay.
学了很多.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing the things you're building, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Oh yeah, the mic.
Yeah, I can give you the mic.
Okay, thank you. You want to go down there? You want to go on there? Oh, starting in 3 minutes. Give it to Coco.
No, I think Coco has the turn off.你那个有没有接上？
再找2个 volunteer 在上面采访一下，要快速。
然后你待会这个麦也要开。
你说。
他让你采访的时候要快速。
We are still interviewing all of our builders. Please welcome to come to the stage and share your projects.
Yeah.
The interview is moderated by 18 VC podcast team.
Just sit here,
Anyway.
waiting for somebody. Okay.
What's the whole thing supposed to be? Like, what am I supposed to do on stage?
Just talk about who you are, what you're doing, what kind of stuff you're doing, and what you can help. Gonna be next time.
Sure. Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can take this on. Yeah. Just a quick interview. Right, cool. And you can grab it on your shirts. Right. So basically, we'll be the moderator of the panel today, and we are just doing some quick interview before the event started. And we would like to ask you to share like who you are, what you are building right now. Yeah.
Sure. Hey all, I'm Karthik. I'm from Tokyo. I'm building like next generation of auth infrastructure, authentication, authorization infrastructure for AI agents.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. How does that actually look like? What specific use cases are you targeting?
So broadly speaking, at least the first two use cases where we're seeing like a lot of traction is in finance. Yeah, and enterprise applications, like where people are using like AI to code and like deploy the code. Yeah, that's where we're seeing some strong interest. Followed by in general, we're looking at hedge funds. We're looking at a bunch of other interesting areas. I don't know. I'm just like spitballing.
Okay. So how is the progress of your product right now? You're already launched, or is it?
Yeah, we're good to go. So we're doing a few pilots with some system integrators. Potential, like forensic audit companies, etc.
Oh, yeah. Audit. Yeah. Are they the traditional financial auditing, or what the other?
They're all around the place.
Okay.
So I can't name all of them.
Okay.
Right now, yeah.
Okay. So what makes them interested in the agent authentication stuff? Is it because they're building their own system and they want to make sure it is safe and controllable access?
On the 18th of May, I think Anthropic published like a white paper called Zero Trust for AI Agents. If you go through it, they say that the auth layer and the identity management should be built by third parties who are not affiliated with like the frontier labs.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if a frontier lab builds it, that would be like me writing an exam and grading it myself and saying that, hey, my agents are secure. I got an A+ on the test. No one's gonna believe it.
Okay.
So it's gonna have to be like a third party from the outside that builds, observes, and scores an agent's risk.
Oh, okay.
And then reports that to, like, let's say customers or the frontier labs. Think of it like an eval board, but more sophisticated.
Okay. So basically, you are doing, I would say, safety auditing of AI agents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super interesting because I do have a friend who's working on kind of similar direction.
Yeah, it's a hot space, so there are a lot of people coming into this space now.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Did you see that like some of the more traditional like I don't know SaaS auditing companies who enter the space?
No.
Oh, what's your take?
I think a lot of these system integrators and SaaS companies, if you've noticed what happened, like every time Anthropic drops something, the SaaS stocks plummet, right? So the same stuff is like scaring them. So they want to be like, they want to make sure that they're not at the mercy of like frontier labs.
Yeah.
And they want to make sure that they retain some edge that is like not related to AI.
Okay.
Like AI is non-deterministic output, right? It's probabilistic, at least generative AI.
Yeah.
So they're trying to see if they can ground like, if they can own the harness layer and then, like get things going so that they can retain their edge in the moat. Because harness is all about implementation, and all these system integration companies and all these guys, if they want to stay relevant, and their legacy business has always been implementation.
Yeah.
And owning that layer for the customers, right?
Yeah. And like from my understanding, that doesn't how do you say explains why they are not interested in agent auditing, right?
It's not their job. Like, of course, they're interested in using this.
Okay.
Because most of the AI agent implementations right now, they're getting blocked at, even if the top management approves, the compliance and the middle management are blocking it.
Yeah.
That's why most pilots get stuck in sandboxes, and it's hard to move forward.
Yeah.
Because you don't have like a system that marries the non-deterministic probabilistic outputs of generative AI to deterministic outputs which are demanded by compliance or which are demanded by audit companies or whatever it is. Like, for example, SOC 2 compliance was built in 2018, and in 2018 we didn't have agents. So right now, for every human that is writing code and shipping code or owning an endpoint inside a company, there's like 50 agents, like 1 to 50. That's like the average number. In some cases, it's 1 to 85, 1 to 100. No one knows. And this is also disrupting like cyber insurance. Oh, that's why a lot of these audit companies, because traditionally, like, let's say how would you calculate like insurance premiums, right? Number one, you calculate the number of endpoints in a company. Like, let's say there are 10,000 endpoints. Each endpoint is being touched by 5,000 people every day. And you do 5,000 times 10,000. And the probability of them getting breached, somehow you come up with that number, like let's say 10%, 20%. And based on that, you try to assign like a dollar value, like let's say $5 per endpoint. And that way you're like, oh, 5,000 accesses per day, 10,000 endpoints times $5 times 10%. So based on that, you come up with the insurance premium number. But now all the endpoints can be breached at the same time. And that to like 50x. Am I going overboard? Yeah, let me know.
I think they're going to start.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
No worries. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hope you enjoy your rest of the event.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you. Have a good day. Excellent.
Hello, everyone. Before we get started, just 3 quick announcements. First, please scan the QR code and join our Discord community. You will get access to free tickets, special event invitations, and updates on AI and tech events across the Bay Area and around the world. Second, today's event is being live streamed and recorded. Please follow FinChip.ai and GMI Cloud on Twitter and help us share the live stream with your network. Third, we are hosting an AI hackathon right here on June 28th, sponsored by Nebius. We'll have live streaming, founder interviews, and demos throughout the day. We'd love to have you join us, and we are also looking for more judges and mentors. Thanks, everyone, and now let's get started. Good evening, everyone. It's me again. And welcome to FinChip.ai GMI Cloud YC Founder Night. I am Coco, and I'm excited to host tonight's conversation. The theme tonight is bigger than a product hype and bigger than a good demo. We want to understand how an idea becomes a product and how product meets the market, and what infrastructure and capital are required for that journey to scale. So tonight is designed as one connected story in 3 parts. Section 1, you will hear from YC founders who will show us how products evolved from early demos into something tested in the market. Then you will hear from infrastructure keynotes from GMI, FinChip, and Topify to understand what the latest stack can now make possible. Then we'll also have leaders from Coinbase and Circle to join us tonight. Last but not least, we are bringing everything together in 3 panels on infra, founder execution, and investor conviction in the emerging agent economy. Now let's dive into our session 1, YC Founder Lightning Talk. You will hear from 3 YC founders who are each building in real time. They will share what has changed over the last year, what they learned from actual users, and what it took to move beyond an early demo into something much more durable. So now let's welcome our first speaker, Yi Zhong, from the co-founder from Besimple.ai. Welcome.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Very excited to be here. My name is Yi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Besimple. I'm going to talk a little bit about our founding story and then how we got from the lovable for annotation to where we are today. So I'm going to start with the founding team. Trying to see. Oh, there we go. There was 1 slide before. Okay, so I'm going to start with the founding team. So Bill and I are the co-founders. So Bill and I actually knew each other from college. I went to MIT, he went to Brown. He would come to my school to play poker and we lose money together. But we actually remained friends for many years. And then we actually became colleagues at Meta as well in a sister org. The reason why we decided to leave in April of 2025 is because both of us worked really closely with data when we were at Meta. He was the tech lead for the annotation platform for Meta. So Meta's Llama model at the time used their platform to gather the data to do post-training, essentially. While I also used the data from his team to build better content moderation AI for Meta. So if your account gets banned or deleted, I no longer have any business with it, but that's what my team was doing. Both of us knew how important data was to AI, and this was still true back in 2025. There's still a lot of gap in what people are able to provide on the market. So we saw the opportunity. We left Meta. We joined YC in April of 25. And that's how the journey started. So if you think about the data business, there are many, many components to it. There is the data. There's the people contributing the data. So there are many parts where it can be a wedge or like a demo to start for us. When we were in YC, the first thing we did was, okay, we should build a platform where people can go on it and actually start annotating the data, which provides value for training. So that's actually what we did in YC. When we were demoing to our investors and demo day, that's actually what we show, the platform. But what we found was that just by building a platform and then not having the vast network associated with it was not enough to actually grow the company. If you just build a platform, you actually become a software business. And then actually your TAM is actually not that big if you remain just selling an annotation platform. But to build a really large annotation network obviously requires a lot of investments and so on, a lot of growth. So what we decided to do was focus on one area where we feel like we can be the domain experts in the area. And that's when we picked audio. So we actually scrapped that product that we demoed to our investors and actually rebuild a crowdsourcing platform, what we call Pillar 8. We have that as the main crowdsourcing platform where people can apply, they can sign up, they can contribute their voices, like reading scripts or having a conversation with us. We collect those data, we license those to labs that are training AI models, and we essentially build the end-to-end pipe, focusing extremely hard on quality as the wedge. So now we have 44,000 contributors worldwide. We have collected 3,700 hours so far. And we're quickly scaling beyond collection of data to also including annotation, but all focusing on voice. So I think for us, what moved us beyond demo to product is really picking a focus area where we see significant growth and just going really deep in it. And I think that has proved really well for us. I think that is all the slides. So, questions?
Any question? Maybe a referral to YC?
All right, no questions? You can find me later.
Yeah. Thank you. Don't be shy. If you need a referral, ask it. Okay, now let's welcome our next speaker, Catherine Wu, co-founder from Openmart.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Catherine, and I'm the co-founder of Openmart. So a brief introduction about me. I went to Berkeley, studied CS, and then I was early at Pinterest growth team, and later on I was at a startup. I was their founding product manager, and then my co-founder and we started Openmart. So for Openmart, I was basically solving my own pain point. Back then, I had a side hustle, and I was selling multi-brand to a lot of retailers. And back then, it's very hard for me to find those retailers' information and their owner contact and how well this retail business is doing. So I don't know like who to sell to, who to contact. And that's why we started Openmart. We were solving this single one problem that we want to empower everyone in the US with the best SMB intelligence. And we basically build AI agents that can find any business with very good high recall search, capabilities. So there are a lot of things we did to make it happen. We scrape a lot of public data, we scrape a lot of directories, we scrape a lot of like LinkedIn, Yelp, all those government filings, and then we duplicate and we enrich and then make it a very good local business database. And you might be surprised, but a lot of local businesses, their owner names, how well are they doing, their performance, were hidden in those Instagram posts, or hidden on under those Yelp directories. You can do a lot of prediction on like their revenue, and we sell those information to a lot of hedge funds, private equity firms, and also like DoorDash, whatnot. When they're salespeople, they need to use our data to do the regional planning. They want to prioritize those accounts. So yeah, we basically use AI to perform those high recall search across all those messy public data. And then we just wrap it up and sell to those enterprises. Our customers are mostly enterprises, Fortune 500, a lot of hedge funds, for example. Last month, there's a hedge fund using our data. They noticed that a retail brand is closing their stores. So they were using our data pretty much to short that retail brand. You might be surprised that there are a lot of things that you can utilize location data for, but this is essentially what we do. And nowadays, AI is very good at cleaning and deduplicate a lot of those data too. So it actually makes our job very easy. And compared to before, a lot of people need to hop on a call with those SMBs to confirm whether they are still open or they are already closed their stores. Sorry, let's see. Yeah, and then right now we are Clay's primary SMB vendor, and we are unified GTM primary SMB vendor. We are powering a lot of sales tech companies. So if you are building in like AI sales, you can ping our API endpoint, and then it's more like a Apollo complementary. And for our YC story, we got into YC in December 2023. We got 2 rounds of interviews, and I think YC really care about 3 things. The first thing is like whether you have unique insights, whether you have like more unique insights than other people when you talk to your customers. And the second thing I think they really care about is whether you can articulate your problem statement, whether you can articulate the problem that you're trying to solve in a very clear way. And I think the third thing is like you answer those questions very honestly. Like they don't want like you come to the interview, just do a sales pitch, anything like that. They want very honest, earnest answer. They want you to think through those risks and who are the competitors in this field. And it's okay to have a lot of competitors, but you need to think it through and show them that you have the capability to think it through using like the first principle approach. And yeah, and if you want a demo or if you want to use our data, just sign up through Openmart.com, and we also have the MCP server available. We also have the MD file for your AI agent to take a look. And for any YC related questions, I'm happy to do a mock interview with any of you, and send me an email at Catherine@openmart.com. Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, in case anyone have questions, but yeah, just find me at Catherine@openmart.com.
Thank you, Catherine. And now we're having our last but not least YC founder, Aaron Yu from QualGent, the co-founder and CTO. Let's welcome.
You want to use your computer?
Hi everyone. I'm Aaron from QualGent. Just a quick check. Has any one of you heard of the term loop engineering? Yeah, it's like the next evolution of harness engineering. So yeah, I'm here to talk about how QA fits into loop engineering. It's a critical infrastructure to enable that. So AI has made software dramatically faster to build, but faster output does not mean more shippable output. So my core point today is simple. In the AI era, the scarce resource is no longer code. It is trusted verification. And that's the layer we are building at QualGent. So a little bit about myself. I'm from this small country called Malaysia, and I grew up in Malaysia and Singapore, and I did my undergrads at Berkeley. I also worked at NVIDIA and Google before. I shipped 3 products there: Stadia, Android Quick Share, and Android XR. So it's the new OS for the AR glasses and VR headsets. And at Google, that's where I met my co-founder Shivam, and we were, facing this challenge of quality. Like, how do we ship quality software at scale to billions of users? And that's a very challenging problem, especially in the AI era where AI just keeps generating code and AI slop. And how do we actually verify that these are shippable products, right? So that's the core problem we are solving here, and we applied to YC with this idea, and we got in. We were lucky enough, and it was an incredible experience. We met 2 of our group partners, Diana and Andrew, both very supportive of us in this testing space. And we also met like incredible founders like Brian Chesky from Airbnb, Sam Altman from OpenAI, Arvind from Perplexity, as well as Michael Truo from Cursor. So yeah, it's really inspiring to see their journey as they share. And yeah, so we, after YC, within months, we closed our seed round. We got customers. We have like 200 plus companies sign up to use our product. And as we work with our customers, we noticed that why does current QA break? First off, AI generated changes is expanding the state space faster than people can actually test it. And secondly, traditional scripts are brittle. So whenever interfaces, devices, or user journeys change, you need to update the test. And the most dangerous failures are not like obvious issues like crashes, because a lot of these can be technically correct, but it's still wrong in the sense of like for the product, it's a bad user experience, and this creates false confidence. The team thinks that they are shipping fast, but the customers are suffering the bugs. So the demo gets attention, but the QA loop is what earns the customers. So we have 3 products. First of them, DevLoop is a desktop app that is the entry point to this agentic QA loop for coding agents. It puts verification directly inside the development workflow. A coding agent can just connect to our desktop app, perform the taps, swipes, inputs through a real device or an emulator, and verify that whether the intended outcome is correct. And if it fails, it returns the evidence, the report steps, screenshots, and reusable regression tests. And then we have the Trust Loop is a mobile app where we would have human testers actually record issues they found when they do the exploratory testing across the app. And we have a cloud platform, QualGent Enterprise. This is where you can run regression tests in the cloud, in massively parallel fashion, so that you can go through hundreds of regression tests very quickly. So now I'll go over to like a quick product demo. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so this is Deathloop. This is our desktop app. So right off the bat, you know, our customers will see the relevant statistics on App Store and Play Store, like what users are saying about their products, their ratings, their feedback, common bugs reported by users, some analysis, and they can even create test cases based on like what users are saying. And when they upload their app builds, they can run these tests. So these tests are written by our coding agent through the Deathloop app, and they can actually just run it whether they want to run locally, and our agents will take over. So it's through this MCP connection. We have this set of agent tools they can use to control the devices. We also have custom tools that they can create to connect with their own backend for mock testing and routines. And so it's a like all-in-one solution so that they can complete their agentic QA loop. Yeah, so quickly, just 3 insights we learned. First off, customer urgency is definitely more important than technical elegance. So, as a startup, we need to move fast and make sure that we deliver value to customers quickly. And secondly, as we move towards loop engineering, we need to ship loops, not just isolated features. So whenever you design a product, you need to make sure that you have the complete loop where you can build, run, observe, fix, and verify again, and repeat. And thirdly, quality is it's important for go-to-market, because anyone can just hack out a demo, and only quality products win in this market where customers trust your product. And so this is an overview of how we achieve that using a closed-loop verification. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron, for sharing so many YC experience and stories. And many thanks to Catherine and Yizhong. Yeah. So if you really need if you want a YC referral, please find them. They are just next to me. So after hearing how founders build, we're now shifting our attention to what enables them to build at the next level. So our section 2 is moving to infrastructure keynotes. So we are bringing together 3 infrastructure perspectives from GMI, FinChip, and Topify. Together, they will help us answer a critical question. What can the current infrastructure layer now provide to the next generation of AI products? So our first speaker, please welcome Chengling Wei, the CTO from Topify. Yay! Chengling, I love your cute hair.
Thank you. Thank you, Coco. Hi, everyone. My name is Chengling. I'm the CTO of Topify AI. I'm a builder. At Topify, we help businesses get recommended by AI search engines like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini. So I'm a builder myself, and building has changed so much in the past few years. 5 years ago, when you want to build a product, you need a real team. You need to spend months of work. And then once your product is working, then you ship it, that's your mode. Not anymore. Now you can have an idea and talk to Cloud Code, and in 1 week, you will have a working product that works better than any competitors on the market. And you think to yourself, wow, this is going to go viral. I'm going to make so much money with this. Then you start launching immediately. But after a few weeks, no one pays. No one even shows up. And when you look at Twitter, you find a Hollywood actress that makes a better product and gets more users than you. Because the game has changed so much. Building is not the mode anymore. Attention and distribution is. So as builders, how do we win in this I wrote. We can still use AI to help us build in public. We can have agencies do our marketing for us. But as builders, we don't like that. I don't like paying influencers to pretend to be my users. I don't like posting whenever there is a new news headline on my Twitter account. I have real stories I want to share, but not publicly. So what builders can do these days is build a private channel. Every time you go to events like today, when you connect with people, you can put them on your private list. And instead of selling them to your product immediately, put them where you talk to them about your building experience. Talk about how you build. Tell them about your learnings, about pros and cons of your product. Share the stories. Make them interested in not only your product, but in you. And once you get the attention, then you can start selling. Because attention is expensive these days. Attention is not something you pay, it's something you rent. Once you get bored, people will lose interest. But building a private channel that keeps engaging with you, the people that you trust you and are interested in you will help you grow your business. That's what we are betting on at Topify. We believe that trust is not something that you can copy. Building is something that you can copy. So builders, the main takeaway is still building is what you are good at, but instead of building a product, you can build a channel that help your business grow in distribution. And at Topify, we help business build trust in the community. And thank you, that's my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Chen, for the sharing. Now let's welcome. Now let's welcome the Director of Engineering from GMI Cloud, Yijie Hong. Welcome.
Hi everyone. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about when the agent come out of demo and go to production, what need to be scaled up. So I will use framework of like a brain, body, and wallet. I am Yijie Hong at GMI Cloud. I leading the engineering team, help the agent. We are building the infrastructure, help agent to scale up. So what is brain? Brain is the model. Brain is how the model which empower agents to like think, decide, plan, execute. Then is the body, where this is the runtime where agents actually live and also like call the model APIs, execute, and interact with the real world. Then is the wallet. Wallet here means like the economics, like whether you can get like positive ROI for your agent. So usually, like when you're building demos, you only focus on the first one, focus on the agent quality. But when it's going to production, when it's scale up, you cannot ignore the rest to the body and especially the economics. So first for the brain, picking the model for the agent might be the most critical part to ensure the agent's quality. And usually agent builders will pick different models for different stages of your agent loop. There are so many models you need to try. And also due to the competition of the model companies, there will be a lot of models drop off every couple of weeks. So if you want to catch up, you need a really good evaluation system for the models, which model is best for your agent for different stages of your agent loop. You might want to do like A/B testing. So that's like some challenging part you will need to keep working on after the launch, after scale up, and also concurrency. Ensure that like model API's quality is another part, like when you scale up, because when you build, when you agent is really scaled up. You got a lot of users. Imagine your applications blow up. Can your existing like model providers still catch up, like providing that concurrency without sacrifice the error rate or like sacrifice the TTFT, the latency part? That's always a big challenge we saw from our users. So I would recommend it like a GMI is actually a good choices for solving the API problems. We have a unified model API covering like more than 170 models. You can easily build A/B testing based on that, and we ensure like super high concurrency and SLA guaranteed like a model access, and also we always provide really good discount for a certain amount of usage. So this is something you can try. And another part is the body, which is how to. So imagine like if you are building a demo for agents, you can run it on your local machine on your Mac, which is easy. But when you scale up, if you allow user to also run that on their laptop, it's hard to build a business model. If you want to build your business model based on a hosted agent solution, you need to run a large agent fleet. Then you need like a cloud sandbox solution hosting your agents. And it need to be like a secure. It need to be need like isolations across different sessions, different users, and also you need to support high elasticity because like the customer can come anytime. So GMI recently launched a product called Agent Box, which can help you to hosting your managed agent solutions. The final piece is the wallet, which is you need to calculate about the ROI. During demo phase, just care about quality, but when scale up, you need to care about whether each task, you might consume a lot of tokens, whether you can generate enough values for it, whether your pricing models can cover the cost, and whether your customer will buy that like pricing. So there's a lot of things you might want to optimize for cost. Say like for models, for high quality, you want like a most intelligent models, but after scale up, you might think about like for some simple tasks in like some stage of your agent loop, whether you want use like open source, more affordable models. And for the like agent runtime, you need to pay for every minute it's running. So if the agent sandbox can scale up and down quickly, you just pay for the seconds you use. It will be a good way to save money. Yeah, so GMI is a good choice for both. It's like an ecosystem supporting you. All right, to sum up. Yeah. So for this like brain, body, and wallet framework, GMI is the infrastructure we are building, helping you to scale your agent. Thank you. Any questions?
Questions? You can also ask for some GMI credits. That's a question too.
Yeah, you can ask us, and we do have many colleagues in the just around. You can just catch any of them to ask questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask for an AI SDK record?
Oh yeah. You just come to me afterwards. I can show you.
Oh, for the AI SDK for GMI Cloud.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Now the last speaker for today, last but not least, is Gary Young. Gary Young has spent over 17 years as both entrepreneur and investor, backing and supporting over 120 startups across AI, fintech, and emerging technologies. Now he's speaking on behalf of the founder of FinChip.ai. Let's welcome Gary Young.
Hello, everyone. Welcome you guys here coming. I'm Gary Young and the founder of FinChip, which is very pretty new concept, I believe. If I can introduce you guys. I've been an investor veteran for like 17 years. Invest a lot of things, lost a lot of things, and also I'm a thinker. Think a lot of things. After Anthropic, after the singularity of the AI, so what does the AI brings to an investor and a thinker? It's think more, invest less. So this is a very important thing, and do it yourself. So today I give you the FinChip. What it is, it's infrastructure for fintech, finance, and the next generation agentic economy. So I will give you the explanation what is the agent economy today. It's a very vague concept, but I try to explain it. All right. My background actually, I've been an investor for over 17 years, invested more than 120 companies and also 20 funds, including Multicoin, IOSG, and here in San Francisco, I think it's Pure VC and also Standard, a lot of funds. The thing is that I want to jump into the market instead of investing because the evolution, iteration is too fast. So I have to jump into it. I think a lot of things, innovations, imaginations, many of the delusions, and so I try to make them down to earth. I wrote a lot of articles. For this month, I wrote an article named Agent Economy and AI Sub-Microeconomics. Why is sub-microeconomics? Because agent economy is totally different from traditional economy and also different, a little bit different from bioeconomy. It's in something between them. You cannot mapping and make the paradigm shift to traditional macroeconomy directly to agent economy. You cannot do that because it's not similar. It's similar to some of extent, but it's not the same. And also, it's a little bit similar to bioeconomy. So I think a lot of things, write articles, and think of one thing. What is the principle of agent economy? The principle, what is that? And for example, like, what is the difference or combination between AI protocols and crypto protocol? What is the difference or combination between the AI tokens or API tokens? There's only one answer. It's one thing. It's because of the bias and prejudice that people think it's not a one thing. But eventually, digital environment will tell you it's one thing. So we're building things based on that. I mean that you can see that agent is trying to exchange many of the things. Agent trying to exchange skills, prompt, algorithms, many of the things, and how to measure it, how to visualize it, how to wrap up it, how to make a container is very important. Once agent asks for information symmetry, there's three kinds of asymmetry: information asymmetry, value asymmetry, and energy asymmetry. There's three different layers. And the agent have to exchange that and compensate what it doesn't have. So it is very important for us to build kind of a mechanism to help agent economy to exchange with each other and to build up an economy protocol based on reasonable serialities. So with these questions, I have found a picture in Silicon Valley, which is this one. This is not made by me. It's a report written by an analyst last month. And there are three layers. It's a skill layer, agent layer, and model layer. And we can see that many of the big companies, like the AI companies and the Max 7 company behind them, actually they are trying to build up the models and swallow everything. But actually they cannot, because agent is distilled by the professionals. So agent layer actually now is done by many of the professional companies like PwC, KPMG, law firms, many of these firms. And the third layer is about skills. And I make a metaphor. These three layers actually have a very big market. And I make a metaphor to the bioeconomic-like system, which means that the models is similar to the cell nucleus. The second layer agent is very similar to the cell structure, which means that harness is cytoplasm. And because once you have got a cytoplasm with a nucleus inside, then you become a functional cell. So different from each other. And third layer is exosomes, which is the extracellular environment for the bioeconomy. These three layers actually is totally different. Human being economy, actually, we don't have that. But the bioeconomy, they have that. And you can see that the 3 layers actually work functionally independently. So we use this model to build up our theoretical system, which is very important. So our solution is to build up the asset, tokenize the skill to asset, capitalize the AI values to protocols, to principles, and then to capitalize and make them finance, help them to do the crowdfunding, to do the financing. For example, like you have got agents and you want to do the fundraising. How can you do that? You need a platform, you need a protocol behind the platform. It's very important. And actually the AI protocol plus DeFi protocol can make that. But before that, you have to wrap up and make a container to put the value inside. No matter the value is a prompt, skill, or any kind of combination, it's very important. So there's 3 layers, and our business is to tokenize the skills and protocolize the principle, and then make them combine together. And there's a lot of things still cannot to do. Because, for example, like the skill cannot be traded, an agent cannot transact, and then there's still a financing platform. So we have to solve all these problems and make the agent economy circularize. This is very important. We have already made our product, and the growth is very fast. Actually, from the beginning of this year, I programmed myself for like 500K lines, and later on to become a business, which is the economy protocol, and we put them into the market. So actually, literally, myself is an OPC company, and then we make this a company and then go to market. And it's grow very fast. And together, thanks to our partner together and our colleagues, and now we have already more than 10,000 people, users, and also more than 200,000 chip minted. The chip means that it's a container to put AI value inside the chip. It's a token. And we use this token as an agent economy world asset, and so that they can transact with each other. So in this product, you can publish as a creator, you can initialize a company as a sponsor, or you can be an investor or user yourself. And then you can use the protocol, and also you can upgrade the protocol as you want. So we make our platform skill transaction marketplace, and also the studio, what does it mean is a creator platform, so that you can upload, manage, and make the SOP of all of your skills, all of your assets, so that we can help you to protocolize and tokenize your assets, so that agent can analyze and understand how value flows. So it's pretty important. And behind it, the last one product is the app layer, which means that a human being can understand that. But since the digital thing happened, each of the app layer, there will be a protocol layer behind it and to support app layer, which is very different from the traditional website. Because in traditional internet and website, and what we call this Web 2, there's no protocol layer. Now everything have got a protocol layer. No matter it's an AI protocol like ACP, MCP, MPP, X402, many things. It's a protocol layer. And behind that is smart contract, and smart contract connection connect with the AI protocol, make a full pack digital protocol support all of the service and the functions. Now in Silicon Valley and San Francisco, we call that a service as a software. What is behind that? It's protocol. It's a principle in digital life. So we build up the infra layer for all of this. And now this is the AI protocols combined together with the financial DeFi protocols. And there's a lot of complications between them because we have to build up the middleware protocol between them. And then it's the tokenomics. With this, actually, is the, we know there's a word, it's a code is law. What does it mean? Code is law is we use protocol as a principle in agent economy, which is very important. So we have to build up as soon as possible before agent realize it. So it is actually, I think in less than 1 year, we have to build up all of these protocols. And at last, we need a client to introduce them and let them to build up the functions. In summary, that actually we play a very different layer. Between the foundation layer and the agent layer, we build up the financial layer, which means that it's a financial rail between them. So it's pretty important, and it's a new market, which is a very big market. Compared with all of others, competing is very squeezed and actually crowded market. We make a new market, which is a financial layer market, governance market. It's a very new layer, and every agent in the AI economy needs that. And the growth is very fast. For this January, after the Anthropic of everyone and after the open cloud, it's definitely the singularity. And after singularity, the growth is too fast, and so that we have to sync everything exponentially. So this is the thing that we think is different from the traditional financial layer. It's a new thing. It's a new AI plus digital financial protocol layer. So we have to build that as soon as possible. This is what we are doing, and we are trying to build up this infrastructure for everyone. This everyone, not only for human beings, but also for agents. So welcome you guys to come to us, and let's try to cooperate with each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gary, for the presentation. If you'd like to learn more about FinChip.ai and what we're building for the AI agent economy, feel free to talk to our team after the session. And a quick reminder, we'll be hosting our AI hackathon here on June 28th. It's at the same date, same place, second floor Frontier Tower, this Sunday, sponsored by Nebius and FinChip.ai. If you'd like to test your skills, build with other AI developers, and showcase your ideas, you're welcome to be here. We'd love to see you there. Now let's move to our section 3, our panel discussion. Our first panel, we are looking at infrastructure and the financial layer. If AI products are going to become real businesses, then the underlying rails matter deeply. So this conversation is about how compute, payments, and financial infrastructure become durable, building block for the next generation of AI products. Now please welcome our speakers, Kevin Lefew, the GTM lead from Coinbase developer platform, Mr. Gagan Mack, the VP product of Circle, and also our moderators, 18VC podcast team, and Gary Yang, the founder of FinChip.ai, and Yijie Hong, director of engineering from GMI Cloud. Please welcome our speakers.
If everyone's awake now.
Yeah, all right. I can share this one. All right. Thanks all of our guests for joining us today. And our first panel will be about infrastructure and financial layers for AI agents. And let me give a brief introduction to all of our guests today. Gagan Mack, who is the VP of product in Circle, and Kevin Lefew, GTM lead of Coinbase developer platform, Yijie Hong, director of engineering at GMI Cloud, and also Gary Yang, founder and CEO of FinChip.ai. So glad to have you here today. And a little bit about me, I'm Philip. I'm currently a USC student now, and we are running a podcast called 18VC Podcast, and we are interviewing student and young founders as well as investors. And we will try to be the first public signal of identifying the earliest high potential founders. And thanks so much for inviting us for the moderator. And let's go on to our main topic for this panel. So as we all have known that building AI agents or AI applications has been much easier than before. Maybe just 2 days hackathon, you already got a pretty decent demos. However, what the hard parts just begins after that. The difficult part is how do you make the demo into a product that can actually scale and can actually monetize. And I think that's the problem all our panelists here are solving. And so we would like to dig into the layer underneath the AI applications, and that is the infrastructure beneath. And we would like to discuss what do they see, what kind of solutions they are providing to all the builders of the AI applications. And so for the opening questions, for all of our panelists, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself a little bit, what you are working on, and also from your point of view, from your company, your position, what are you seeing that is the largest challenges or the largest bottleneck of building a scalable and monetizable AI agent product, starting from a demo? Yeah.
Great, excited to kick things off. Hey everybody, nice to meet you all. My name is Kevin LeFew and I'm with the Coinbase developer platform. Before Coinbase, I was at Replit, so I had a kind of a wealth of experience in applied agentic architectures. At Coinbase, I was a co-author of the X402 protocol, which defines a standard for how agents discover and pay for tools directly over HTTP, leveraging the long dormant HTTP 402 status code. X402 has been moved to Linux Foundation. There's an awesome effort that includes companies like Circle, Cloudflare, AWS, Visa, Stripe, MasterCard, Adyen, a whole host of great companies are participating in building really a neutral standard for how agents discover, reason about, and pay for resources on the internet. In terms of the biggest problem that we need to solve in this space, if you're building an app, I think the mind shift is kind of shifted. In my space, we're focused on what's valuable to the agent rather than what's valuable to the human. We think about what's valuable to the agent. It tends to be two categories. The first is context. So context can be real-time market data. It can be data from social feeds. It can be anything that you might pull from the web using research. Agents need access to real-time context to make good decisions. And they also need to be able to take actions in the cloud using APIs. And so we're focused on API monetization and context ingestion primarily for agents.
Yeah, you can.
Yep. Hey everyone, can you hear me? I don't know if the microphone is. So why am I wearing this?
It's for streaming.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Check. This one. Okay, this one. Hey everyone, I'm David Mack. I lead the product team at Circle. I work on our platform. I've been at Circle for 4 years. What brought me to Circle was and is my belief in programmable money. When I think about programmable money, I think about the North Star being an Android-like platform that enables builders around the world to build financial applications that bring opportunities to people around the world. Before Circle, I've worked in the tech industry for about 18 years at Facebook, Meta, Uber, Amazon, and such. Led the AR glasses team at Meta. Anytime you're calling or messaging your Uber driver, that's the stack that I built. And as far as intersection with AI is concerned, to me, it's what I'm really excited about is figuring out how what we think of as agents, to me, which is like services plus some kind of reasoning packaged together. How do you make them economic actors that actually add value to everyday users? I think there's still a gap between where the frontier builders are and where the mass consumers are in experiencing productive work from agents. And the work at Circle now is focused a lot on building a platform that enables developers to build agents that can be deployed at scale as economic actors for people.
Hello everyone, because I have already introduced myself, so I'll save my time to the guest. Okay, and we'll talk about talking to them.
Same here. Just quickly. Oh, it works. Yeah. Did it work?
No.
Okay. Quickly, EJ Hong from GMI Cloud. We are building we are starting from a new cloud. We're providing GPU compute for all the customers doing training and inference, and later we do inference ourselves, providing unified model APIs. I think there's a question about when the agents start to scale, what's the pain point? What's the like something we need to care about? Like for me, it's still the model APIs. When you like out of demo, you will see a large view for your agent runtime. My own experience is like when we build like something called like SRE agent, maintain our own services. It's beautiful for the functionalities, double the productivity for our SRE team. But first day when I saw like multi-$1,000 bill for Opus models, then I say like we should switch to maybe DeepSeek or other like open source version. So this is something like every agent builder will experience. Another is like when you really scale up, that's like whether your API can support that concurrency, that's providing stabilities. We got like a request a lot from our like agent customers. Yeah, so these are the tools, the model APIs, which you need to care about when you scale up.
Okay, yeah, thank you for sharing your insights. And we will go for a little bit more tailored questions and starting from Kevin. So Coinbase, from my knowledge, you guys are building a wallet for AI agents and also the X402 protocol that enable agents to basically do transactions, do payments without a human's kind of approval or standing in the loop, right? And just out of curiosity, what kind of products are actually the builders building using your platform right now?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I'll break it down into a couple pieces. So when it comes to the AI stack, Coinbase provides support on the wallet side. We have embedded wallets where a user can log in with an email address, or Google or X or social login. They have a wallet that's associated with that email, and they can use Apple Pay to fund that. And so we want to make the on-ramp experience into stablecoin as frictionless and as seamless as possible, and really abstract that from the user. So we bring that into wallets, to the agentic wallet CLI product that we offer. We also have agentic trading built into the Coinbase apps, a Hermes or OpenClaw agent. You can procure resources in real time and do trades. X402, originally incubated by Coinbase, but is a broad cross-industry effort hosted by the Linux Foundation. So the analog I'd use there would be something like Kubernetes.
And I think one kind of challenges in this agent payment space is about safety, I would say. Because I just talked to some of our attendees there before the event begins, and he's building like an agent to find you the cheapest ticket on the flight for any flights, right? And one problem he encountered is that he's using his credit card right now for the agent to pay for him because he wants to lock in the ticket at the earliest point when he found it, right? But that doesn't work well. I think people would concern if their personal information, like the paying credentials, be leaked somewhere. So how does, for example, Coinbase are solving with that kind of problem?
Yeah, we think credit cards are definitely the dominant mechanism by which people transact today. So X402 supports credit cards. They're traditionally not great for smaller transactions. And so when an agent's requesting context via an API for data, those tend to be like 10-cent transactions. Anything below 30 cents is really infeasible for credit cards due to interchange fees and minimum transaction fees that are associated with credit cards. So we think stablecoins can really find a niche in that space. And mentioning the security point, we hear that all the time. I think wallets are really the safest way to interact with agents. Everything's programmable client side, so you can set limits around how much you want the agent to spend per session, per tool call. And then you also know if you give the agent $10, the most you can spend is $10. Where with a credit card, you're giving an agent kind of implicit access to your personal credit score, which there may be some risk. But I think broadly, smaller transactions, stablecoins are great. They're great for bigger transactions, but credit cards do offer chargeback protection, which can be useful in a lot of scenarios.
Right. Thank you so much for that. And now move on to Jagen. I think Circle has been building the stablecoin itself, and you're also launching the new, I think, this ARC chain that you're working on that. And I think one of the questions I would like to ask is, why are you building ARC, and was it different with the existing USDC solutions there?
Yeah, thanks for that question. So some background context on ARC, and there's something I have not shared like publicly a lot before, so excited to share it with this audience the first time. Like some background, right? Like we have been operating USDC over the last 5-6 years, and over the last 3-4 years, we have expanded it from being available on like top 3-4 networks like Ethereum, Solana, Base, etc., to now over 30 networks. And as we have scaled USDC, what we have observed is that there are a class of problems that are persistent over and over again that are not getting solved. It starts with what is deemed as like deterministic payment finality, which is where legally you can deem a payment to be final and settled. That is not a guarantee in like distributed consensus mechanisms. And in layer 2s, there is also batch settlement. So it's non-deterministic on when the payment is deemed settled. So that was like problem number 1. Problem number 2 was that every time we face an enterprise, so Circle as a platform company faces numerous enterprises, numerous TradFi companies on the Wall Street. And every time we would get asked this question on like, okay, who's validating the transaction? Who's responsible for recording the transaction? We would, on Ethereum, it's a distributed set of nodes. And so the answers were never good enough that, oh, it's a distributed set of nodes and you do not know who it is for a set of counterparties, right? It's like they want assurances. So that's where our design for like, okay, how do you solve for deterministic finality with a trusted validator set? And then the third thing is like accounting issues with native tokens. So when you think about like a CFO or an accountant thinking about how they value holding a SOL token or holding an ETH token on their balance sheet, it creates like a whole lot of friction. So having stablecoins as a gas payment mechanism or network fees, these were like the 3 core principles that we started ARC with. And over time, as we were designing over the last year, there was a lot more evolution into how we solve for privacy without breaking EVM compatibility. How do we ensure that for the emergence of agents, there is like a trust layer, which I'm very excited about, which is like we call it agent VM. So it is a verifiable execution environment for agents that solves for secure access of credentials for agents, and then the ability for agents to execute a program or execute a task, and then show that output in a verifiable manner. So this kind of stuff is like what ARC is intended to build for. We're very excited. We're in private mainnet. Public mainnet is coming soon. And if there are companies, YC founders, we have a bunch of them who are already building on ARC. If you guys are interested, come talk to me. Happy to provide credits and also share more details.
All right. Thank you for sharing with us about that. And I would like to move on to Gary. So from my understanding, FinChip is building a marketplace for AI skills, actually, AI agent skills. And I hear there was an argument saying that skill for the AI era is actually the app for like mobile era. And what you are doing is is what you're building kind of the app store for agent skills?
I think it's similar. I don't refuse this kind of explanation. I mean, that's kind of very similar. The skill bundle, what is the biggest difference between skill bundles and the agent is decision making. Because agent have got a core. As I said, it's the nuclear, the cell nuclear. And then with the LLM, is with the model and with the computing power, and it has core. So it can make decision makings. But skill, actually, it's a function. It's a different kind of function, algorithm, that agent, no matter agent or human users, can use it. So to some of the extent, skill is similar to apps. So, and the market of the skill and also the marketplace of the apps is similar. But I mean, it's only paradigm comparison, but the form may be different. As I said, that there are 2 layers for digital market. I mean that in the front, there will be a market so that human beings will come. A very interesting thing happened 2 months ago. There's a department head for the Google Cloud, and he showed me that he have got a function, said, Gary, please make a test, and which is the test that how agent native you are. And I gave him the website. I was very confident about that, and I scored 0 that time because the protocol is not native. After that day, I used 2 days and then make my website become score 100, which means that I become agent native. I've got all of these protocols can connect all of these things, which means that AI agents, AI economy and an agent economy actually is forming their native way of protocols. So this is pretty important. Everything behind a marketplace, there will be a protocol layer. And protocol layer will support all of this as a principle, which means it's a code is law. So this is the difference between Web3 and Web2, between the traditional internet and the new agent economy. Because traditional internet, the company will handle all of the product thing, but the government and the society will take over the legal things. Now, they merge together to a digital way. There's the front layer and back layer. So they will combine it together. So that's why we say that this is a FinChip.ai and FinChip protocol, because it's 2 layers, which is very important for us.
Yeah, can you share a little bit more about like what kind of skills are actually being published to your marketplace, and who are downloading them? Are like more human users or more agent users for now?
Basically, there are 3 different kinds of skills, but complicated, there are more skills. Basically, 3 kinds of skill. Prompt skill, which is know-how. Second is tool skill, which means I handle a function. I do not want to share my code, but you can come to my server and give you the result, which means the functions in my server, we call it tool skill, which is traded by APIs. And third layer, it's algorithm skill, which is called algo skill. This is a very big conflict because algo skill, if there is FHE or ZK skill, then we can wrap up and throw it to the market. But for up to today, I think FHE and ZK technology is not mature enough to build up any kind of chain, sandbox, or environment. So we have to wait for a while and then to use the 2 different skills. And with these 3 different kind of skills, we can wrap up them together into a composite skills, which we call it composite skills, skill bundles, or skill factories. It's very similar to a company. For example, like you have got a legal firm, and then if you can solve 1 problem, you have got 1 skill. If you can solve 10 problems plus the local legal environment, then you're a company. So skill bundles and skill factory actually is the bundle similar to the company. This is why we gave them BDID, which means that a bundle of skill is very similar to an AI OPC company, so we send them DID. Yeah, so it's very interesting now.
Yeah, so I think before FinChip was building, how do people like skill builders monetize their product, skill as a product?
I don't think it's still emerging. I can give you the number is that before, give you the situation, before Q2, I believe 95% of the users actually will try to install the skill by their own curiosities. There's no use driven, no demanding driven. But Q2 is the transforming point. I mean, everyone is thinking about how to monetize it, how to use it, how to evaluate and measure it. So Q2 to Q3 actually emerging and grow very fast. So now, actually, more than 5% of the people will think about their skill. It's a curated skill, refined skill, and then more and more usage and evaluate thing will happen in Q3. This is what actually is still the challenge, but it's the big opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And now we want to handle it to our last guest here. Sorry, it's for Yijie. And from my understanding, GMI Cloud is actually doing the things that's even more infrastructure layer. And you guys are kind of hosting all the services and also providing either GPU or compute to some extent. And the thing I think a lot of developers care about is the token is just too expensive, and some of the business become like have negative ROI because of the token is too expensive, right? How are you trying to help them in a certain way to make them like either more efficient or cheaper tokens?
All right, so I have 3 suggestions to like reduce the token cost. First is definitely like picking the right model. Agent becomes like more and more complex. There are different stages, different loops. Like just break it down, find the right model, fit that like stack. You don't need like always using Opus model for each step, right? You can use like Sonnet, Haiku for some execution using open source. Yeah, so just pick the right, do the benchmark, find the like just the model just fit for that stage. Will save like maybe 5 times like cost or like 10 times. And another like byproduct you can achieve here is like faster generating speed. So the overall experience will be better. Second is for agent builder, usually like you only focus on the like the qualities, but there are some technologies like you can apply to say like increase the like KB cache the caching rate. If you adjust your system prompt, make it like more constant. So with like a more like cache hit tokens cost is like usually 1/10 or 1/5 of the general input. So the overall cost will be lower a lot. Third is find a good model provider like GMI Cloud. We do provide like a low cost for, especially for open source, like we host on our own GPUs, do optimizations, lower cost on our side, and just pass that like a low cost to the customers. So these combined, so with those like technologies, you can lower the cost maybe several times.
Yeah, so a follow-on question on that is, I see there was an argument saying because the token cost is still a little bit high for now, some of the applications are just not possible in terms of economic returns, just too expensive, so they cannot generate enough revenues or to cover that cost. But do you see that in the future, if the token cost continues to decrease, will there be some new forms of business that become possible in the future?
Definitely. First, when you start working on the agents, definitely find an area which has a clear like measurement of like the revenue, my benefits like the healthiness of your business. And one example is like coding agent is the first one widely adopted. The reason is like it's easy to like measure. I think recently like Cursor has some reports about like maybe all engineers who using Cursor who use this agent has maybe 5 times more productive than 1 year ago. The top like one engineer has like 50 times more productive. So this can be quantified. So it can easily verify the returns. Similarly, like just find the industry, find the domain which can easily measure the return of values will be critical. There are other areas we see, like say finance industries. You can easily verify like the overall like report generating speed is faster. You can have the same team but 5 times more productive. And also those like custom supporting, how many cases you can just close with the same team but with agent empowered. So those industries is easily to get like agent adoptions, and it's easy to adopt within the company and also sell to third parties.
Right. Thank you so much for that. And we go for another round of like general questions, so each of you can take your turns to answer. For each of you, what is kind of the position you envision yourself sitting in the broader agent economy, like maybe in several years? Is what you're doing now, is this the picture you're trying to paint in the future larger than what you are right now?
Yeah, I think the answer to that is definitely yes. So I think when we think about the agent architecture, there's 3 main components. There's the reasoning model, the context window, and then the tool call. Tool calls are always going to be important for agents because the language model itself, being just a non-deterministic binary that runs somewhere on some hardware device, will always need access to real-time data and real-time compute. And so I think the market for adjustable tools is going to grow. Hopefully in the future, agents are reasoning more about tools, economic and marginal cost trade-offs than humans are. And I'm excited for that future.
I think it's a difficult question, very frankly, because when you say like several years from now, I think like no one knows where we are trending several years from now. I think like I think of it in 6 to 12 month windows, And if I think about like 12 months from now, I would really want to be in a position where we have shipped a platform that gives people access to agents that can be trusted as workers, trusted with your personal information, trusted with your financial information, and trusted to execute on your behalf. And when I say you, I actually mean an average user who's today accessing ChatGPT versus a professional worker who's accessing Claude, right? Like there's a delta between the typical user base of ChatGPT versus the typical user base of Claude. When I think about a ChatGPT user base, I want to know like how I can get them access to digital workers. And if I'm able to in 12 months create a platform where there is easy verifiable access to digital workers with reputation for a common user, to me that's like a huge win. That's a stretch.
I think FinChip have already told our vision, which means that I think every product and every business model, we have to think first principle first. And use first principle and agentic native way to think what will happen in the future. I mean, that's energy costs have to be limited, and this fast is efficiency, and it's not traditional finance, but new finance. For example, not KYC, but KYA, and you have to think natively from the future. Think back, and then focus on the market here, and combine the paradigm. So I think the two things, one is the first principle. Second one is to make the paradigm comparison to history, and then you will find an answer. And our answer is to build up the product. It's the infra layer for the finance.
Question is like just in a couple of years, like what it will look like. So I would assume like as everything is evolving so quickly, some problems we encounter now might already be a solved problem later. Say compute token cost, it will be lower and lower. Maybe we don't need to worry about that anymore later. But maybe the payment part, the skills part, we will have like a mature solution at that time. But like the adoption, the trust, I would imagine like there will be a world with a lot of autonomous agents just running. But how much trust we can give to them? Do we allow them to spend money, interact with everything its host has? The trust, how to have a good framework and let everyone to trust it will be always a challenge. And it will be a slow adoption.
Right, so I think we will do a final wrap-up question for now. Like again, in 12 months from now, which kind of layers do you think will be the most important? Is it compute, or is it payment, or is it skill, or is it trust? Do you think that is the most important for the agent economy? And if there is one concrete, for example, suggestions you would give to the builders attending our events today, what do you suggest them? What room do you suggest them? What kind of product or what kind of directions do you suggest them to start building right now, so that they can catch up with whatever is happening so fast today?
I think the most important layer is going to continue to be the reasoning model, will be the core language model. We know that that's going to improve over time. There's scaling laws associated with it. That being said, agents always will need real-time context and access to data feeds to do things like trading or just general actions that align with user intent. And so I think tool calling and agentic payments will continue to be one of the most interesting areas. If you're interested in building around agentic payments and you want to really experience the power of an agent discovering tools at request time, bundling them together to solve a problem. Maybe you wanted to say, pull the latest information on the Brazilian World Cup game, create a viral meme, turn that into a prompt for a video model, and you want to chain multiple tool calls, research, real-time data feeds, and video inference together. X42 is the best way to do that. You can get started with Agent Cache or Coinbase Agentic Wallet, NPX AWOL, run that on your command line.
I think like when you think about which layer will be the most important, it's in a world where in 12 months you said, right? Like, so in a world where you can generate a lot of software, you can generate applications on demand. I think there are the two layers I can think of are, number one is right distribution. So if you have access to a lot of users, whoever they might be, maybe your users are agents, don't know, whoever your users are. If you have access to a lot of users and you can build network effects between users, if you can have like stickiness where an incremental user improves the utility for all the other users on the network, that kind of product feels like that's where there is stickiness, that's where the value is. Or at the bottom of the stack, which is where I think, like Gary, you mentioned earlier, there's like, we are limited by power, we are limited by compute. If you have access to those bottleneck resources, that's where the value is. I think everything in the middle, there's like, it's hyper competitive, it's hard to build differentiation. And the value moves from like being able to just build software to being able to acquire like a large number of users fast and being able to defend that, which is like incredibly hard. So one advice, like you said, the advice to me is like, think about, this is the age-old advice. There's a common saying, I think, like first-time founders think about building, second-time founders think about just selling and distribution. I think like it's distribution is really important, more so now than ever before. So if you are thinking about like building a product, think about like how you're going to, what is your hack to distributing it widely and as quickly as possible. That to me is like the one single advice I can think
of. I can use a joke, an interesting thing to wrap up my side. It's when I have got no idea what to do, I will ask my model, what do you think? It's very important because the model will think AI agent native way, and then they will teach me. So many of the angles, if I think I'm two human beings, I will ask them. I will stop my mind and ask them, what do you think? And the interesting thing is that my model will say that you need to teach your human beings, colleagues, and that you cannot do this like this way. It's not first principle. You have to go like that way. The interface is not like that way because this Web 2 is the internet. It's traditional way. And this is not energy efficiency. You have to think about that way. For example, like you distill your skill. To distill your skill, you have to think about what is the edge of your value, what is the interface, what is the API, how you calculate it, how can you measure that. So you just ask your models and they will give you an answer.
After 12 months, or we think it's 12 months, I think as we see the high expansion of agent adoption, the demand for tokens is huge. The supply is always short of supplies, so the price will not be good, that beautiful. It will be better, but not ideal, definitely within 12 months. So I think like compute, get stable compute and affordable ones is always like one of the big tasks of agent builders. Of course, like we will working hard to lower the price. And on the other side, like if someone can build frameworks to help agent builders pick the right models with a good framework, there should be some chance. And at GMI Cloud, we are also exploring these directions.
All right, I think that wraps up our first panel. And thank you again for joining us, Kevin, Gagan, Gary, and also Yijie. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. Before we continue, I'd like to invite someone who made tonight possible. As many of you know, Frontier Tower has quickly become one of the most active hubs for founders, builders, and innovators here in San Francisco. We are incredibly grateful for their support in hosting us tonight. So please join me in welcoming Zenifong, the CEO of Frontier Tower, to share a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm Xenophon. I've been with the tower since the beginning. It was the building last April. Who here has been to our events in the past? Please raise your hands. Who here from the people who have come here before is a member of the tower? No hands. I see one here. That's great. So the tower came together to build and basically interdisciplinary community of innovators across multiple frontier technologies. If you want to build on AI and finance, there is no better place to do it than in this building where we have Ethereum House, the first physical location of the Ethereum Foundation in the North American region. You can also come and learn a lot more about AI and the best ways to build things moving forward on floor 9 and 10. You see that some of the best in-class processes are being taught to people that want to learn every single day. Perhaps you want to see how AI and biotech can help enhance longevity and lifestyle. For that, you come to floor 8 and 11. And as you continue throughout the tower, you'll see more and more things that you can come and build upon, building throughout multiple technologies and building for products that go to market and help make the world a better place. So if you are a builder, if you want to build fast with smart people that support you, apply to become a member at the tower. It's very easy. Go on frontiertower.io, that's one word.io, and apply. Find the community that matters to you the most. They will vet and accept you, and you can become part of the tower for $190 a month. And with that, I will let you guys continue your presentations. Thank you very much for doing this here. Please come again.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Zetafone. Thank you. Now let's move on, and let's move to our next panel, from YC entry to market reality. So now let's welcome our speakers, Chelsea Huang, Yi Zhong, co-founder from Besimple.ai, Chelsea Huang, co-founder and CIO from FinChip.ai, and Aaron Yu, co-founder and CTO from QualGent. Now let's welcome.
Guess I can take this seat here.
All right, guys, all eyes on me, please. Fellows on the back, just keep it quiet, okay? So we want to respect the times of these people speaking here. Oh, by the way, just kidding, not all eyes on me, all eyes on them. They are the meats of this panel tonight, right? If you want to spend time talking, chit-chatting, we got tons of time after this. We can go to bars, we can hit the streets, right? We don't need to do it right now, right here in this room. Let's go!
Yeah.
All right, since my co-founder, Philip, just did his sweet introduction of 18VC podcast, I suppose I don't need to spend too much time on that. So let's get right into the content of the show tonight. Welcome, everyone. This panel is actually about the messy middle between having a product and proving the market. And what makes this group particularly interesting is that each founder here is attacking a different bottleneck in the AI startup stack. We have data quality, we have software verification, we have agent capability. So instead of asking everyone the same question of how do you find your market, I think I want to unpack what market proofs actually looks like from different perspectives. So let's open it up, and can each of you give us a short and sweet and unpolished version of the original insight behind your company? And what was the exact signal that made you decide that there's real market demand for it beyond just being an interesting idea? Let's start with you.
Okay, great. Can you guys hear me? Or okay. All right, thank you. I think for us, the main insight comes when my group of machine learning scientists at the time, they weren't called AI engineers, but my group of machine learning engineers at Meta were literally sitting there waiting for data so that they can build the next version of the model for what we were doing, which is detecting fake accounts. So all of these people who were paid $1 million+ were literally sitting there waiting for data because that was the bottleneck for them to build the next version of the model. That's when I think Bill and I both were like, okay, there were so many companies in the space. There's McCore, Surge, Scale, right? Like all these players. And yet Meta, even at scale, was still waiting on this. And this was like the bottleneck for teams, both like internally, right? Like across all the different functions, even if we weren't training the Llama model. So we know this to be a pain for everybody who's building AI, whether you're building the foundational model or whether you're building the application layer. So yeah, so that's why, because we spend a lot of time waiting for it. That's when we knew that there is a market for it.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm Aaron. We do QA testing agents. So similar to Yi's story, the insight came when we saw that AI coding agents are increasing software output, right? But most of these are AI slop, and it's just gonna increase the demand for testing. And then when we were at Google, so my co-founder and I, we were engineers at Google on the Android XR team, the new OS for the AI glasses and VR headsets. We saw that Google actually spent a lot of money on QA. Like the QA testers' jobs are, just clicking on buttons, making sure that everything works. And we saw that this is like something highly automatable using AI. So that's how we came up with this idea and started this company.
Yeah, hello everyone, I'm Chelsea, the co-founder of FinChip. And I think the pretty interesting part is like a few years ago, like when me and my co-founder see a very common phenomenon in the market. Okay, thank you so much.
That's what we want.
In the market is there are a lot of valuable human expertise and AI capabilities was stuck into inside the operations and corporations and the workflows and the organizations. So we realized that the missing piece is the way that can turn those capabilities into assets that can be traded, owned, and monetized. So here we build FinChip. We build a knowledge layer that those capabilities can be traded and can be a tradable value. Yeah. And the most significant for us is I think it's the market itself. Like we grow 70,000 registered users in just 2 months. And we also collect 8,000 more creations on our platform. So yeah, I think the more interesting part is who these users are. Our users on our platform are the quantitative traders and the doctors and the researchers. Wow. And even the lawyers instead of just the AI builders. So yeah, I think that would be the interesting part.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. And Yi, next question is actually for you specifically. So for an AI data company, your product is not only just the platform, right? It's also the customer trust that the data, the workflow, and evaluation process can improve their model performance. And when Besimple moved from product build to real users out there, what did you discover that customers care the most about that you may not have fully anticipated at the beginning?
So I think most people don't realize this, but AI data companies is essentially a service business, actually. The main job of the AI data company is to provide service to AI researchers to help them get the data that they need. And the reason why I said it's a service business is because when you're providing a service, your customer might give you a very ambiguous thing on what they want to do, and then they might have a lot of random requests at times because they're testing things out. And being able to respond to that, both taking like an ambiguous prompt and then turning it into like, okay, yeah, I've done this before for another company. Here's like exactly the data you need. Here's how we're going to quantify quality, et cetera, et cetera. Being able to provide that expertise is essentially the service that we're providing as a data company. If we compete on margin, there's no way that we can compete with Data Foundry in either like China or India on unit economics. But what we found out is that actually the customers don't care quite as much about unit economics. If you do one bad training run, it's probably going to cost you more in compute if you have really bad data. So what they actually really want is somebody that they can work with for the long term. They know that you are also an expert in the area, that you can understand what their researchers want. So actually, that's actually something that we only found out after we left. Because when we're at Meta, we're actually on the receiving end of the data, more or less, right? So we're buying data, right? Whereas when we started to provide data, it's very clear that this market is large with a lot of competitors who are like, they might have bought the data off of someone else, they might be reselling it without license, et cetera, et cetera. So it's definitely, it's a very, I would say, a crowded space, but a lot of fishy players. So I think what we didn't find out earlier was that like to be able to stand out as the expert and provide that like essentially a service business is what allows us to have the moat and the pricing power over people who might have lower costs than what we do. Yeah.
So you're basically suggesting it boils down to the people as the modes, even as a data company, which is super interesting. I guess a follow-up question is that did customer prefer like a self-serve tool or more of like a managed workflow or something in between?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think some customers want tools, some customers want something else, but the one that with the most pricing premium is the service. So actually neither. Not a managed workflow, but like a for sure defined outcome. Like I want X amount of data that meets this quality by X amount of time. And if you're able to provide that with very premium service, and like very good communication, my very professional ethics, that's actually going to get you a long, long way in terms of what you're able to sell compared to if you're just selling a tool or selling a workflow. I think what actually matters at the end is the full end-to-end service. So these labs don't want to work with 10,000 suppliers. They want to work with one or couple that are very, very good in their space.
And next question is actually for Aaron. With QualGent, the user actually had to trust the product before they ship the software, right? And this is a high bar because for a QA tool, even if you just miss a single important bug, you can lose credibility fairly quickly in the circle, right, in the network, right? So how did you think about the first version of the product? Did you optimize for maybe technical completeness or the speed to the demo, or just one very narrow case where the customer can trust?
Yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, in the QA space, the bar for trust is very high, right? We cannot afford mistakes. So yeah, like when we started the company, the product, when we went to YC, we applied with just a demo. So within a few weeks, we need to really develop the product. We started with like making sure that it works for a specific case for our customers. So make sure that it's like highly reliable. So that's like our main focus when we first started. And then as we grew, we noticed that most of the kind of test setups require a lot of time to fine tune and make sure that it works for our customers. And that's kind of the insight that got kind of came in was we have to do this for our customers. And that's how we started with this human in the loop process, where a lot of this QA outcome is human calibrated, because we need to guarantee the QA outcome for our customers. And also in the process, as we get more context from these human QA experts, we can improve our agents, our AI agents, to also deeply understand what the customer products, like how it works and what are their expectations. So this ties into like this loop engineering concept where human should be the one in command, and AI is the one doing the repetitive testing. So that's like our approach.
Did YC push you to narrow your product more than your CTO instinct initially wanted?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, YC, their motto was sell before you build, as well as do something like make something people want and do something that don't scale initially, because like that's the most important thing to make sure that customers love your product enough that they are willing to pay for it. I think that's like the most important thing. So like narrowing the focus to make sure that we get it right. It's like the most important thing when we're just starting out.
Thank you, Aaron. So this one is for Chelsea. Chelsea, FinChip is building in a space that's quite new and still emergent, right? Just like what Gary said. And for newer AI categories, users may be excited by the concept well before they know exactly the use of it and how they will pay for it. What do you think about, what are something that you should be cautious about turning a relatively emergent market idea into something with concrete user behavior and commercial use case?
That's a very interesting question, first of all. I think when it comes to completely new category and when it comes to a completely new category, like people always expect to get immediately the commercial proof. But historically, that's not how new markets are created.
How so?
Yeah, true. So in the beginning of there's some things people don't understand, don't see what's going on. So I think that's actually the best time to build consensus. So our first stop is to it's not maximize the revenue. We are going to flag and bring together with those AI builders, experts, and all adopters as many as possible, and to join us among the shared belief. Yeah. So that's true. So when the consensus grows big enough, and we have stronger consensus, so a lot of people on supply side will come in, emerge naturally. So at that time, people will start creating some useful capabilities and start to publish them and start to contribute to the value. And when there's enough high value, high quality supply, the demand follows. So I think this is when a new category stop being just an idea and start becoming a market. So for us, I think we focus on both sides for two things. And the first thing is that we need to build among the shared vision of what's markets going on. Also, we need to build. We also need to get very closely aligned with users' need that can be validated and that can be adopted.
And when you're especially building in an emergent market, how do you differentiate market noise, market hype, and real market validation?
Actually, I think hypes and the brand validation both are very important. And for founders, this is a lesson where we're building FinChip. We need to have group as attention, right, to founders, and market validations bring the user hero to us. So I think for the founder, the question with the license is how we can utilize the hype and use hype to attract more people, more users to focus on the product and then turn into the ROI, turn into the real utility. Yeah.
I see. And next question for you all. Which part has been actually the hardest to figure out throughout the building process? Is it the product, the team, the ICP, the monetization, the go-to-market, or market timing, or something else?
All of the above.
Oh.
No, I think everything is hard in startup. But I would say for us in particular, as I mentioned before, we are providing a service to labs that are building these models. I think figuring out how we stand out from all of our competitors in the space, which some of them are like data foundries, some of them are like data reseller, data brokers, etc. That has been the hardest for us. Like how do we position ourselves as someone with expertise, someone who can provide better service than all of these people, who's more trustworthy, who's a better long-term partner. Keep in mind that these labs get probably 10,000 reach outs from data vendors on a daily basis. So I think for us, that was the hardest thing to crack. But I think it was more also kind of like enterprise sales, where if you crack one, it certainly helps to get to the other. But breaking the first one was really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, similar to Yi's experience, like everything is hard for startup, especially for first-time founders. Yeah, like I'm the CTO, so like I'm more responsible for like the product development and customer success, right? And yeah, like agree with Yi, like GTM is hard, like cracking our first like enterprise deal is always the hardest, because like why would big enterprise trust a young startup, right, with no track record? But yeah, I would say just keep iterating with the customers, like make sure that we deliver exactly like what they need. And I think that's like the most important thing to get right, like product market fit. Yeah, initially.
I think for startup, everything starts very hard, and at least we don't have collective issues inside our groups. For us, I think the timing the market timing is the most important thing for us to see, to adjust. Because the technology right these days growing exponentially fast, but the market infrastructure and the user behavior cannot keep pace at the same speed. So that would be very hard, and especially for us, like we're building a very new infrastructure, like technology layer for agentic. The infra is not so complete at this moment, so that would be pretty hard. But let's see.
And the next question is kind of interesting. What is something that you wish you had known before you step into the founder role and start this rewarding yet exhausting founder journey?
What are something that I wish I had known? There are many things that I wish I had known, but I think coming out of Meta, or if you have worked in big tech before, finding the motivation to push hard every single day is something that you kind of have to relearn. Like you had that in college for sure, but I'm sure years of working in big tech also wean that off a little bit from you. So I think revisiting my past year as a YC founder, there are many places where I was like, oh, I should have been more aggressive there. I should have been more aggressive in either deploying capital or in hiring, because speed does matter, right, a lot in this game. I think a lot of times if you get to it 2 months late, the game is over, right? So I think there are a lot of places where I look back where I hope I can be a little bit more aggressive in retrospect. So I think that's one thing that, like, if I were to go back a year, I would have been like do your hiring while you're in IC. Like, don't actually be scrappy, right? Hire, go to market, and like actually just have a lot more conviction in your idea and burn through your capital a lot quicker, right? Like actually intentionally, not when you're pivoting, because it actually helps you to double down on the idea more and learn faster that way.
Sorry, I missed the question. Can you repeat that again?
Oh, yeah. So my question is, what is something that you wish you had known before you step into this founder's journey?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think I think supposed to be like find something that you are really passionate about, like, because this is something that you'll be working on for the next at least like 5 years of your life, right? If you want to see it come to fruition, and it's gonna be a long journey, and make sure that you are surrounded by like people that are aligned with where, like, the vision of where you're going, right? Like when you pick the founding team, your co-founders, like these are the most important choices to get right when you're starting a company, because it's just gonna get exponentially harder. Imagine like at the seed stage, you're expected to reach like single digits ARR, like single digits million ARR, right? And then the expectation is just gonna 10x at every stage, right? 10 million and then 100 million and then a billion. So if you want to go the VC route, be prepared to like really go through the highs and lows, and like it will take time to actually come to fruition.
Oh, what is something you wish you had known before you step into the founder's role?
I think like for founders like who also already started this journey, that should be like that's an adventure, that's an adventure decision. And for us who already made this, like I just want to say like you need to care about a lot of risks and care about a lot of for example, like you want to write a partner and founding a library team and start with some interesting. But the most important thing is you need to have the passion to fix fix what you have doing, what are you doing, and I don't want to say you yeah.
I see. So E's advice is to be aggressive like a beast, and Aaron's advice is actually to be passionate. And Chelsea's one is that you should at least know where you get yourself into, right? You should know the risk prior to doing something like that. So if we combine them, then I guess the ultimate advice is that you should want to become a passionate, aggressive beast that knows what you're going into, right? And I think that would wrap up this panel. And we still have the third panel coming up. So thank you so much for your time, Yi, Aaron, and Chelsea.
Thanks. Oh.
那个人不知道来没有来，如果没有来，如果人没来就 stay stop， 然后呢就2个人2人转。
再来的。先坐 ，take your seat。
I'm sorry, Lucas. Nice to meet you. I think we should probably get everyone like one person just sit.
Yeah. Just in front, yeah.
Maybe they don't want to listen.
Fellas, if you want to chat, you stay out of the first 3 rows and just reserve the first 3 rows to people who want to listen to the.
Vicky.
Hello.
又见面了。
又见面了。
Well.
Hi, Vicky. Nice to meet you.
Where should I sit? Okay.
Oh, okay.
We need more mics.
Okay.
There's only 2 mics.
Huh?
There's only 1 mic.
Let me know before we start. I just like try to.
Absolutely.
Are we starting now?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. No.
Testing.
Let me know
Okay,
before we
can
start.
chat.
Yeah.
Let's start. Shall we?
Are we starting
Okay.
now?
Oh, starting.
Are we starting now?
Yes.
Let me just yell it. Can I have the mic?
Yeah.
Hello? Hey guys. So we're going to start our investor panels, and we got 3 investors. If you're interested in fundraising, I encourage you guys to move forward. If you guys are not interested, you guys can just like network in the back. Okay? And anyone want to sit in the front? So come to the front a little bit. Okay, I see one gentleman is coming to the front. I think you're gonna get a term sheet soon.
Oh yeah, he's not threatening you guys. He's real, man.
Yeah, if you want a term sheet, come and sit in front, okay? Term sheet from John.
Term sheet from John. We're fortunate enough tonight to have John Lin, the managing partner at Linea VC, Vicky Huang, the Investors Prosperity 7, as well as Benny Liao, the principal at Acorn Pacific Ventures, with us for this panel tonight. Yes, let's get these guys a well-round of applause, right? To start, I'd like to start with you, Ben. Actually, let's start with you, Benny.
You wanna get everyone to a quick intro about what we do?
Oh yes. Yes. Can you give everyone here a quick intro of your fund and what you do and your investment thesis?
Sure.
Go ahead, John.
This doesn't work. I'll let the siren pass.
Yeah.
I'll let the siren pass real fast.
It's coming for you.
It's a good sign. All right, I'll just go. Hey everyone, I'm John. I started my own firm called Linea Ventures, and we focus on AI agents and AI infrastructure, primarily at the Series A stage, but occasionally Series Seed and Series B as well. Before this, I was a venture capitalist for the last 11 years. I spent most of my time at 2 firms, one called Trinity Ventures and the other called F Prime. And before that, I was a CTO of a company, which I sold and became CTO of another company. And I started my career at McKinsey.
Hi everyone, my name is Vicky and I'm with Prosperity 7 Ventures, which is a Ramco Ventures AI-focused fund. So We're having 2 billion in venture capital investment funds and 2 billion in growth equity investment, and total check size is around 5 million to up to 75 million, and we can go bigger for the growth funds. And primary focus is basically everything in AI, so from data center compute all the way to the application layer. And we operate globally, so we have office in Palo Alto, Beijing, Shanghai, and we recently opened office in Paris as well. Yeah, great to meet with everyone.
I'll try this one. Hello. Okay, guys, yeah, just may I have some attention here, please? Thank you. Okay, so my name is Benny. I'm with Acorn Pacific Ventures. I've been in DC for almost 3 years. I was a founder before. I was running my own fintech startup back in Southeast Asia. I sold that in 2021 and became a VC in 2023. So in the past 3 years, I've invested 25 companies and got 5 exits. The last exit happened this morning.
Wow, congrats!
My portfolio company called Modular. How many people have heard Modular? Few. How many you guys read the news of Modular this morning?
I did.
So thank you. So we sold Modular for $4 billion to Qualcomm this morning. We got a formal announcement literally this morning. So if you guys want to know more details, please pay attention to the rest of the conversation. Yeah, and a little bit about what we invest. So seed and Series A, 1 to 3 million, check size, AI infra, agentic application, and few vertical tools is what I look for. Our partners at Acorn, they do a little bit of like other stuff, including healthcare, robotics, and supply chain.
The first one is for you all. What's the one thing you're most convinced about in this agent economy, and what is one thing you're most skeptical
of? I think right now is like for most of the agents, they're very good for consumer grade use cases. But most of the agents are probabilistic, which means like if you run the same task once correctly, you cannot assume that it can always run correctly. So what I think we should be looking for is a deterministic agent which has 100% reliability that could be good for enterprise use cases as well. Yeah.
Sorry, what's the question again?
Oh. What is one thing you're most convinced about, and what is the other thing you're most skeptical of in the agent economy?
Okay, I think people care more about what kind of things investors are skeptical about. So I'll start with that one. So basically, I met a lot of companies. They call themselves like agent company, but turns out they're not agentic at all. The service and product they provided still needs a lot of human in the loop to handle some of the workflow. So they are actually not agentic or agentic native company. So please just don't call your company something like agent company. If there's like human, you still require human in the loop. That's one thing I'm really skeptical about. And I'll share a little bit about like what I have a conviction. I think I'm looking for products that can be embedded into what I call the mission critical workflow. Can your agent go into your customer's workflow, embed there, and doing like a delivery of results for our customers, and that results is measurable, so that your customer can calculate what's the ROI of implementing the agent. So, and then your agent can start like generating proprietary data, and then to give feedback to the product, and then you can like iterate a product. Your product gets better, your customer gets better. So if you can do that, that's kind of where my conviction is.
Yeah, so I'll give you maybe like a little bit of a story. So I used to invest a lot in fintech, and fintech is like financial technology. And you might recall maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, there was this big fintech wave, and every single fintech company was worth tons and tons and tons of money. And basically, all their multiples went up to like 10, 20, 30x. And a few years ago, there was this giant fintech crash. And what ended up happening was every single company, if it just had the word fintech in it, was suddenly worth a lot of money. So everyone rebranded themselves as a fintech company. It turns out if you're lending money to other people, you're not a fintech company, you're a lending company that might use some financial technology. It turns out if you are a company that is a broker-dealer, you're actually not a fintech company, you're a broker-dealer. It turns out that there's all these different types of use cases that, even though they call themselves fintech, actually should have been priced like a X type of company. And that basically turned out to be true. It just took 5 years for all that to happen. And I think the exact same thing is happening in the AI economy today. We actually have a lot of companies that are not AI companies. They're actually just newer versions of a SaaS company, or maybe they're a services company, or maybe they're a different company. And they're all claiming they're AI companies, and rightfully so. Like if I could 10x my valuation, I would definitely do it. But as an investor, we have to think, hey, these are not actually all AI native companies, and different AI companies need to be priced differently. So if you're an AI lab, you should probably have a different multiple than if you're an AI services company. And if you're charging for a results-based outcome, you should probably have a different revenue model and revenue multiple than someone who charges monthly. So that's what I'm most skeptical about in this space right now.
My next question happens to actually to be about you, John. So your whole thesis at Linea is vertical AGI, right? That every industry gets its own dominant AI, and the winners will charge for customers, not seats. So the question I want to ask from the perspective of all the builders in the room, how do they tell whether they are building a real vertical AGI category winner versus maybe like just a feature that could be swallowed easily by horizontal models?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I might rephrase your question and say, what am I looking to invest in, and what are some like features that are really important to me to consider this vertical AGI or vertical AI agent company? The first feature is that you're not charging by butts and seats, you're charging by results-based pricing. And it's really important that either, ideally, it's not token-based and it's actually based on the results themselves. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have some long-term unique proprietary data set that you have access to that no one else has access to. And then the third thing is, ideally, you have some sort of network effect where not only is one type of your customer using it, but your customer's customer are using it, and your customers all know each other and they all communicate via your platform. So if you have those traits, that becomes a really interesting technology.
You've also said that the model isn't the moat. It's the workflow layer and the domain depth, right? But as we're seeing now that the base model is getting dramatically better and better, does that moat still hold, or does it actually get thinner?
I think that's the whole point, is like 90% of the time in 12 months, Anthropic will probably have a better model than any model that you're going to develop. So what is really important is that you have that customer relationship and that you're developing the right workflows so that you can sell these customers. And I think that's the semi-enduring piece that will probably endure for like 12 months. And then you basically need to rebuild your company again and again, continuously, in order to have a sustainable business advantage. So.
Right, and now we want to move on to you, Benny.
We got two moderators.
Yeah, we got two moderators.
Yeah, we're co-founders actually.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, you are a founder turned VC. You exited your previous fintech company several years ago, and I can remember one of your LinkedIn posts saying that 10 days ago building the product is difficult, but now building the product is actually easier, much easier with all these coding tools. and you said that distribution becomes the new mode now. Does that comes from your previous experience of doing your own startup, or is it a trend that you observed recently? And how do you distinguish between like what is really distribution advantage is between startups? Because sometimes it's tight and it's hard to distinguish that really converts into a customer, or is it really distribution advantage? Yeah.
Right. So regarding my LinkedIn post, where I say distribution is the key and building a product right now is easy, that has nothing to do with my previous startup. Because I've been building that startup since 2017 and 18. It was like a long time ago, probably when you were in high school. So there wasn't no AI at all at the time. So I discovered this kind of trend in the last like 2-3 years. So I mean, everyone can code right now, right? Everyone can build a product. Everyone can build a super sexy product demo or MVP, but not everyone can sell the product to customers. So like building a prototype or building a MVP is a lot different versus building a company. Because when you're building a company, you need to ship your product. You need to know who your customer is, where your customer is, how much they're willing to pay, why they need it. What's the existing solution they have in their workflow versus the product you're building. So all these knowledge that the founder needs to think of, which comes to like one of my key investment thesis. I call it founder problem fit. Are you the founder that really understand the sector, the industry that you're building? Do you know your customers like well enough to understand, okay, what they really need for their workflow? So if you're just like a super talented technical background guy, I think that's not enough. So that's like back to what you're referring. I think distribution is the number one right now. That's what I pay the most my attention to.
Right, and it's there, like for example, for 2C products, especially among these younger generation startups, some of them are getting great tractions or discussions on the internet or social media. Do you think that indicates a distribution, or is just purely hype and stock conversion?
100% agree. Maybe you guys have heard a company called Dito? Yes. Have you guys been using Dito?
No.
Why not?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything that's, well, I mean, let's just say a lot of my friends been using Dito, but I couldn't find the right match, so.
So you use it, but you fail.
I did not use it because I don't need it.
Okay, like why pick Dito for example? Oh yeah, give a round of applause to Lucas. Now I'm taking the moderator role. So why I pick like Dito for example? Dito is run and built by Gen Z guy, college dropout, and he's building a product for his generation.
Yes.
I think that's kind of the story that makes sense. If you're a Gen X, you're building a dating app for Gen Z, I think it doesn't make sense.
No.
If you're Gen X, you're supposed to be building some B2B SaaS software.
Yeah.
Right. So back to your question. I think that's what I think.
Okay, so basically it's again like generation specific. Maybe in this Gen Z generation, getting hired is actually indicating their way to distribute and sell their products.
If you're the right person to do it.
Yeah.
I think we should have baby boomers building dating apps for baby boomers.
Yeah.
Gosh, if you're a baby boomer and you're still using dating apps, you're a loser, man. You should go to those like a sugar daddy platform rather than dating apps.
Yeah, and a little bit report on your previous comments, and I think a lot of Asian companies, they call themselves Asian native, but they are still people in the loop, so they're not actually as what they claim they are. And there was an argument during the conversations we had with our friends, is building kind of a 0-person company. do you think 0% company is what you define as an Asian native company?
0% company.
Yes.
So tell me who registered the entity for him.
Yeah.
If it's 0%.
Yeah. So the idea is that the Asian you don't need a human CEO to give the instructions of what Asians need to do, but instead it runs like a VC fund. You deposit your money to a bunch of agents. They try their way to discover the need. They try to build a product. They try to sell, to distribute. And if some of them, like maybe a lot of them will fail, and some of these like Asian founders or Asian-run startups, they succeed, and you just basically run a VC fund. And some of them, if they can succeed, you can get a positive return overall. What's your take on that?
So the question is whether you think like 0% company makes sense, right? That's the question, just to rephrase it. So like my answer is I think it completely makes sense. But it depends on who you are and what are you building. I just like to share a real example. Is a friend of mine. He's like MIT PhD background, and then he did proprietary trading, prop trading for Goldman Sachs for a couple of years. Not prop trading, quantitative trading, quant trading for Goldman Sachs several years, and then he left Goldman before the pandemic, and then he has been running his own fund, doing like a public market equity fund since then. I think last year he 10x his portfolio. He holds only three companies: Micron, SanDisk, and TSMC.
Wow.
So he's a kind of like 0% company because he told me he has an army of agents. He has an agent CTO, agent CRO, agent of doing the different kind of research. Like one is listening to all the podcasts. One agent like collecting all the tweets on X. So he told me he's burning like almost 100 million tokens per day, and then he just like himself, just him in that company. So I think back to your question. First of all, I'm not a believer of token maximization, and whether you want to build a 0% company or 1% company highly depends on who you are and what you're building, right? If you're building this kind of like a quant trading strategy, for sure, you just need one person, and then you can have like a bunch of agents. But if you're building like a dating app, you may need like at least one more person to help you on the go-to-market side, right? Yeah.
I think agents are very good at operating a task, but they're very bad at coming up with what is the right way to think about a task. And basically, they're very bad at figuring out what the evaluation should be, but they're very good at the evaluation portion. So you need tasks that are very easily evaluated to build a company if you're building that type of company. So for example, like something like trading, like super easy, you can say whether it's going up or going down. I don't know how much money you'll burn trying to get that answer, but like you could theoretically do it. But for something that's like with very long lead cycles, like venture capital, like if you're going to make 10 bets over the course of 5 years, you probably don't want to put an AI agent in because there's just not enough data throughput, and it's really hard to evaluate something before it actually succeeds.
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the metrics our friend was looking at was kind of how much traffic or how much revenue the ads getting, maybe just 2 or 3 days.
Exactly.
A week, yeah. And if it doesn't work, just shut it down.
Yeah.
The
cycles are short.
Yeah, shorter cycles at that time. And we'd like to move on to repeat. And from our understanding, like Prosperity 7 was actually running a huge fund, and I suppose we were focusing more on the later stage of investment, which was the growth stage. Does your how are you evaluating this AI agent startup space? I suppose you may look at different metrics or different things than earlier stage investors. Well, what are the most important metrics you're looking at right now?
So we're actually pretty stage agnostic. So I look at companies from seed stage to pre-IPO stages. And when I look at not like only the growth equity stage companies, I think most of the time as an AI infra and model layer investor, I'll try to map the company to see where it sits on the stack of the whole AI stack, and if that stack itself is defensible or not. And in terms of metrics, I think there are two possible ways of evaluating it. So first of all, on the gross margin side, so every inference query costs something, right? So if you are a company that scales when the gross margin also goes up, that kind of means that your company is able to optimizing the stack and probably have some pricing power. But if it's like you're a wrapper or you don't really have your moat in terms of technology or you don't really have your own model, then that probably can go flat or go down, and that raises a red flag. And second of all, I think the retention rate is also very important. So I think my observation is that the US enterprise customers, they are very, it takes a long time to win those customers because of the long procurement, because of the compliance reviews, because of the integration in terms of the data. But I think on the other side, once they become your customer, especially if you're like a model or an infra company, it's very, very expensive for them to rip you out. And it's very, kind of impossible for them to churn for a few years. So if you're looking at a company that has amazing new logos adding up every quarter, but the retention kind of keeps flat, that probably means like the company is not really providing a full platform with a technical mold and just like a service that could be ripped off anytime. So yeah, those two are probably the metrics that we're looking at.
Vicky, I got a question for you. Since Benny has hijacked our question list, I thought I would ask a few questions for myself. So I feel like most VCs always ask like, hey, what's the revenue? What's the ACV? What's the CAC? What's the retention? And we all know what like good standard answers for that are. And like either you have it or you don't. What's like some examples of a company where they had so-so metrics or average metrics, but what's something else that could get you excited? Like if I had a company and the metrics are just like good but not great, what could I say to get your firm to invest in me? Or like what's an example of something where you might have invested in something where other people were like, this is a bad idea?
I think if it depends on if the company is relatively early stage, like a pre-seed, a seed company that probably doesn't even have a product or like zero revenue, or comparing to like a Series B, Series E company, which it should have already scaled with amazing numbers, but it doesn't. So I think on the first, like the pre-seed seed group company, I think it's fine that you don't really have amazing numbers. Most of the people like start because of the compute expense and all of the costs right now, for the AI researchers. The seed and pre-seed companies can start with like a super high valuation with a big round with absolutely zero revenue, or like, not even a product, or like just a research paper, and you can just explore from there. So from that perspective, I think most of the people are evaluated on the quality of the team, the research that the team has been doing, if that kind of maps to what they're currently doing right now, and if those team has previous experiences in executing in frontier labs, in all of the Anthropics, OpenAI, the XAIs. I think that has becoming more and more like an evaluating like standard for startup founders who wants to raise a big round without any numbers available. I think another thing is once the product is built, but they are ready to grow, to expand the go-to-market, probably people will be looking at if you have a customer contract on the way, or if there's several big names on your pipeline and then you're ready to sign, So I think that is also like people will be looking at to say that, hey, like even if you don't really have any numbers right now, but we like to believe in you like for the first shot post like Series C or Series A. But I think for growth equity, like stage companies, it's very different. If you don't have the numbers, it's very hard because it's just like, it's basically a different evaluation method from VC to growth equity to PE. I think just like different people sits in different parts of the capital market or will be observing companies in different ways. Yeah. So I think if you're a growth equity stage company, but you don't have good numbers, then maybe probably you can try to pivot to something else. Yeah, that's just my perspective.
I thought John wanted to endorse one of your startups.
Sorry, don't mean to hijack the moderator, but I think like a shout out to all the audience today. You guys are paying very focused attention. So maybe let's open the question to public just to give back the audience since they've been paying like a fair amount of attention.
You mentioned something about the distribution being the new pain point of this century. So we were wondering if you were to start new, how would you go about doing so?
So the question is, if I'm going to start my company today, how will I do my distribution, right? My answer is short. I'm not going to start my company. That's my answer. Because I know nothing about GTM. Yeah. Do you want to take another question?
That's the main pain point I want to tackle, and I'm hoping I can work with you on this.
I mean, I only know how to judge whether you have a good GTM or no, but I'm sorry. I don't know how to do GTM. But I have a lot of experts around me. They're GTM experts. So I always like dump the deals to my friends. Hey, take a look. Do you think they're doing something on the right path?
Thank you.
If you want to ask a question, can you raise your hand?
Right there.
Hi, my name is Alice. I used to work in crypto. So my question for the funders, the VCs are, why is it that B2B SaaS is very popular here in San Francisco? And what's wrong with B2C? What's your evaluation on that for startups?
And the question is like, why? So your answer is why D2C is not popular?
Yeah, why B2B? Why most startup founders seems to be launching B2B? Yeah, okay. It's very trendy.
Let's go for it. Go for it. Oh no, you just use that mic.
I'll give you a more practical answer. Oh, sorry, this is very loud. I'll give you a more practical answer, which is over the last few years, most of the big companies built have been B2B companies. So I think there's kind of a downhill result of kind of the market, if that makes sense. So for example, if you look at the valuations of Allbirds, or if you look at the valuation of Blue Apron, these are like very, very popular D2C companies 10 years ago, and they were probably like, 2 of the top 20 companies out there. And then you look at the valuation of Snowflake or Databricks, it's just so much higher and orders of magnitude larger. Even if you compare like the largest companies, which is like Uber and Airbnb, the majority of those companies are like fractions of how much OpenAI is worth, or Anthropic is worth, or Databricks, or Snowflake, or SpaceX. So I think it's a large portion because of the size of the market in this particular respect. So.
Yeah, I'll add a little bit. Thanks for that question. I think it's a good question. By the way, I think the answer is also very, very straightforward. It's easier to make money in B2B here than B2C, because I think especially in Silicon Valley, we have the luxury of IP protection. We have the protection for copyrights, for talents, for idea, versus I think rest of the world, some place in the world, like is when we're talking about buy versus build, people choose to build rather than buy. I think here, especially in the B2B world, people rather than buy. So meaning it's easier to make money for B2B here than B2C.
Can I give? Oh, okay.
Yes, I think that is a very good question that I have actually been thinking about over the past few years. So I think another reason from the other perspective is that because like the B2B market here in North America is like has been going like for 20, 30 years already, and it's never a trend for like a B2C company for startup leaders to build B2C companies here. Whereas in China, you can always see like people are trying to build a B2C company. So I think the go-to-market talent in China is actually way better than here. So sometimes I'm starting to think that, for example, TikTok is actually going viral here. And if the reason is because I think because of the talent in China, like people know how to build the consumer market and to expand in the consumer market. But here, the talent, the traditional salespeople, the traditional like account executives, they only know how to talk to enterprise customers instead of like how to approach and then like do GTM for consumers. So I think it's actually a leverage for Chinese people or like people in the Asia market. Those salespeople and go-to-market people can actually start exploring opportunities here and then start the B2C market here.
I thought I'd give you just an example. So you asked like, how do I go to market and how do I make that easy? I actually think picking the right customer is the best thing you can do. So pick a customer that's really easy to sell and sell for a lot of money. So let me give you an example. I recently funded a company in the RL learning environment, and they have a multi-million-dollar contract with one lab. So they're making a few $1 million with one lab. And that lab basically has unlimited capacity to buy more RL learning environments. I also have another company that I funded several years ago that sells healthcare products, and they sell healthcare products for like somewhere between $30 and $50. So maybe for every healthcare product they sell, they'll earn like $10. So in order to make the same amount of money, this healthcare product has to sell to 400,000 people in order to make the same amount of money this group of people made in like 3 months. So it's a much easier company to sell if they're willing to pay a lot of money. So might be a good example.
Right there. Maybe let that just
sure. Check one check. Am I audible? Yeah. Wait, did somebody else raise their hands before me?
Oh, over there behind you.
Yeah.
Go for it, dude.
Yeah, so I had a quick question. I'm a founder. I'm in a position where I've got a company that I'm not really looking to go through like a traditional accelerator like YC or like A16 like speed run, but I'm looking for like a professional organization or an advisor or mentor that can align with our growth. So from your experience, like where would you point somebody like me to go to for finding like high level advisors or just high level professional groups? What do you like to see founders have on their track record?
10x.
10x?
10x? You want to go first?
That's it.
10x, is that an organization?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Like speaking of a senior advisor, I think first thing you want to do is explore from your own network. I think that's the always the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, so like my tech circle is basically zero. So I come from a traditional sales and marketing background. So the reason we came here was to network and try to figure out who is who in Silicon Valley and how can we like get around the best people to help us grow our company.
And maybe a quick question to you, like why don't you not considering the accelerator?
Because I'm self-funded. We're bootstrapping our own company. And so I feel like that I don't want to take on outside capital. I'd rather just pay to play and just get in the right rooms.
Have you spoken to any of the founders who came out, or at least have you spoken to more than 5 founders came out from either YC or CB round?
Yeah, and I mean, they're mediocrely successful. So.
Okay. Thanks for your question. Yeah, I think refer to what John said. But I don't know. My point is, I think I will encourage you to keep your eyes open and keep you like open-minded to different accelerator programs. I'm not a big fan. Well, I'm not a big fan of YC. I'm not a big fan of a speed run. But personally, I have invested like company came out from these two accelerator programs, and I have to say the founder I invested are incredible. So that's why I was asking, have you talked to more than 5 founders?
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe expand to 10 or 15, and then just
Will
keep your mind open.
Absolutely.
Eyes open.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a quick question. Silicon Valley's got a lot of talent, an extraordinary amount of talent here. And I'm currently looking for a high quality CTO that is just going to take a vision in a home service company to the next level, because I think we can disrupt this entire industry. It's boring and it's very in the weeds, and it's legacy and fragmented. But it's a machine, it's needed, it's 7 days a week, and it will not stop, even with humanoid robots. So with that being said, if you were to boil it down to the top 3 companies in all of Silicon Valley where you see the greatest talent leave, what would those 3 companies be?
Just to get the question correct. So first, you're building in the robotics world. Did you say that?
No, I'm in the home services industry for commercial and residential cleaning. So right now it's needed. It's not going away. And even with humanoid robots in the future, it's still not going to go away. So it's an excellent foundation, and I'm building an AI vertical. But
and then you're looking for a CTO.
CTO. But if you were to boil it down to the 3 top companies in all of Silicon Valley where you're seeing top talent leave based on how they're treated, and they go into greater endeavors, what 3 companies would those be?
That's a very interesting question. I'll think for a second. I think DeepMind definitely on my list. DeepMind is on my list.
Can I ask what kind of CTO are you looking for this company? Because it sounds like it's not going to be too technical intense for your company. So you probably doesn't really need an AI researcher to be your CTO from those big frontier labs. I think it should be more like if your CTO is more interested in the vertical you are interested in. And it's more like if you guys can vibe instead of if you want to get a top tier AI researcher to do it for you. Or you can also try to explore that 0-person company. Leverage the agents. It could be your CTO as well. Yeah.
Excellent.
How far is your startup? Do you guys have millions in revenue? Are you doing your first pilots? Is it just an idea?
Yeah, we're bootstrapping it. So essentially, I run a remote commercial and residential cleaning in Phoenix and Scottsdale, Arizona. So I'm using my own company as essentially the guinea pig. So I am using the AI to scale my own company, and I'm going to continue to scale it out, but I'm realizing that logistics and recruitment are the 2 things that make or break our industry. So I'm starting with logistics, and I want to essentially build out, well, it is probably 75% built, but I'm using it to improve morale for the cleaners themselves, decrease travel time, and basically what that does is that starts improving the customer experience. We're naturally starting to get more and more 5-star reviews just from logistics. So it's basically starting with logistics and recruiting. So it's gonna be a lot of work because you can build an entire ecosystem for these remote cleaning companies, and PE is scooping these up right now at a 6 and 7x multiple just for the company itself. And there's no AI involved at all.
Yeah, got it. So I'll answer your question, but I actually think it's the wrong question. So I think Google has the most talent because they employ a very high number of people. That doesn't mean they have the highest talent density, which is probably more so what you want, or the most willingness to join your company, which is probably actually what you want.
Right.
One thing that I would say is that you probably don't want a CTO right now based on what you've told me. I think what you want is a kick-ass developer that can code really fast and be really nimble. And if they grow into a CTO, that's fantastic. But you don't need someone who's like an architecture of many products, et cetera. So what I would, if I were you, what I would do is I would go look at a bunch of these YC startups. I would look at places where people are building things very quickly. So maybe startups, Series A, Series Bs. Look for the person who has a similar role to what you're trying to build. So it could be like the engineering manager of product X. And just say, hey, I'm really interested to get to know you. Don't mention recruiting at first. Just say, I want to get to know you. I want to understand how you built this. I want to understand your problems. And just have conversations with those types of people for the next 2 months and try to meet 50 of them. And I guarantee you, if you talk to 50 of them and ask them the right questions, you seem like a really smart guy, you'll have a much better understanding of who your ideal profile for a CTO is. And it probably will be the case where one of them will volunteer to be your CTO after they get to know you.
Awesome. I really appreciate
it. I'll just give a share very quick 2 cents. I think I kind of with John. I think don't think about the top 3 company you want to go after, because even if you met some talent they're not on top 3, doesn't mean he's not a talent. So I'm probably gonna encourage you, because I think what you're doing is kind of it's not a mainstream industry. So I encourage you maybe just use Twitter, use X to find the community that you're targeting, and then within that community explore the talents from there rather than going after some big names.
Okay, yeah, and the community is just home service businesses. So I mean, the reason is it's probably a better.
I'm sorry, I think I need to pause you. I think we're running a little bit out of time. Maybe let's give the last question for this gentleman.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, okay, maybe 2 more. Okay.
Yeah. So
last question, the front this gentleman sitting in front.
So I'm a founder from Canada. I've done 2 startups. One of them exited. I'm from Toronto and Chicago. What should I do? I just came here. I can tell you what I've already done. So I've already spoken to about 40 YC companies. I've spoken to about 6 A16Z speedrun companies. I've done some work trials with them and some co-founder matching and this sort of thing. What would you do if you were me, right now?
Wait, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to build another startup in Silicon Valley, in SF. And the tech ecosystem here is totally different, right, from anything in the East Coast or anywhere else in the world. So I want to join an early stage startup or.
Yeah, that's my question. Do you want to build something yourself, or you want to join a team?
I think I want to join a team.
Okay. So the question is how to source good startup team? Is that a question?
Yes, exactly. What would you do? What have you done before? That's the question.
What have I done before?
What have you done before in this situation?
Can I ask you the same question, which is can you tell us about yourself and what types of startups you've worked at before or what you built before? Because that would probably guide our answer.
Yeah, sure. So I'm from the University of Toronto. I was an AI researcher. My first startup was in the AI edutech space. My second one was in health tech. That was the one in Chicago. And that was about 1 or 2 years ago. I worked in big tech for the last 1 or 2 years. It was very boring. I was just counting down the days to leave Canada, to be honest. And finally, I decided I can't handle it anymore. I just want to come here. It's always been a dream of mine to build a startup in Silicon Valley, in SF, right?
we have a designer, he's an experienced designer, and you have a researcher.
Have you made up your mind on what you are ready to build, or you're still exploring and want to see how do you explore?
I think the team matters more than what you build, right? Who you building with, it matters more, in my opinion.
I'm sorry, I have to cut you here. I don't think it's a qualified question.
Sorry,
Yeah, if you want to discuss, maybe let's discuss after the panel.
No problem, thank you.
Okay, let that gentleman go first.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty
Hi, my name's Seth. I'm also a founder, and I just want to say to the previous gentleman, you should go to a hackathon. Just meet some people and like get the vibe. You know, find something you're passionate about. Find people you want to work with. That's my answer as a founder, developer, CTO kind of person.
Yeah, that's a good
so the question
good
is
answer.
Ethical. Like, how do you feel about ethics, and how does it inform your investing? Like, I feel like the 0-person company in Argentina, they have like their own entities now that can run companies, and I feel like we need to make agents that serve the people and serve humanity. And I'm wondering if you've thought about that in your heart at all recently. How can we make like short-term rental like took over, and we have like a single person making all of the money and destroying all of Hawaii, for example, with owning thousands behind 10 different LLCs that are shelled. And that's a problem because agents are going to do that themselves. If we're not careful, and how do we build this system, the agents will destroy kind of our relationships and our communities. So we have to somehow empower the cities and governments or society in some way. Have you thought about that at all? Like, is this on your radar in any way?
I guess go first.
Betty handed me the mic for the toughest question. So thank you for asking it first. I really appreciate it. It's a great question, and it's one that I think it's really tough to answer from a firm-wide perspective for most people. And so maybe I'll give a crack at this since I'm the only one who's running my own firm. I think everyone has to be able to draw the line for themselves and what they believe in. And we should probably be having a lot of debates about this over the next few years, because I think the line is constantly shifting. The line that I had, 10 years ago was different than the line that I had 1 year ago, which is different from the line that I have now. The current standpoint that I have right now is, look, AI is going to be very important, and there's going to be a lot of companies that use AI. And it turns out that most of the companies that are hiring more people, most of the companies that are employing more people, they are the ones using AI. Maybe I can give you an analogy, which I think a lot of people have heard over the last few months. AI is kind of like the Industrial Revolution in my mind. So if you look during the Industrial Revolution, I would say like before that, humans were doing like 95% of the work. We had some animals, but humans were doing all the labor work. And now if you look today, humans pretty much do like 1% of the labor work. And so you might ask yourself, like, does that mean that we have less humans in all labor work? Like, there's still actually a large portion of interesting things that have come out that weren't there 100, 200 years ago. Similarly, I think a similar thing will happen in AI work or in intelligence work. I think basically AI will take a lot of the current jobs, but there'll be a lot of new jobs created. And that's kind of like my current ethical stance on it. But I know it's different for every single person. Fun bit of trivia for you, because I was actually looking at this the other day. And do you happen to know what the most popular job was in about 150 years ago? Can anyone take a guess? Farmer, assemblyman, that's what I would have thought too. It turns out it is a whale hunter. because you needed the lights. And guess what? Electricity put all of that out of business. So literally the most popular job in the world got put out of business by new technology in a matter of like less than a decade. But electricity created all these other awesome new jobs. So that's kind of the hope that I have for this new revolution. Again, like I'm sure there's plenty of people who will argue otherwise, but it's kind of like too soon to tell exactly what will happen in today's society. So I think the best thing we could do is have these types of discussions and ask these types of questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think AI right now is more like helping us and giving us suggestions. It's not like we're not really going to the stage that AI is going to do all of the decision making right now. So I think so far it's still in control.
But you have one person running an entire fleet, right? Taking over the industry. Probably.
I think it's like another perspective, it's a reallocation of the resources. So those people could have other choices of doing other types of jobs that they probably are not really interested in do for those that have AI has been replaced them. So I think it's just like, it's inevitable that for AI and technology to improve and to take some of the redundant work, but I don't think it's unhealthy. I think it's like going through the history, when people will have, like, when we started to have electricity, started to drive cars, started to going on flights, people always have the same concern, but I think it's always still pushing the humanity going forward instead of going back. So once AI created a lot of opportunity for people to try to exploring other stuff, I think new industries will start emerging, and new types of jobs will also start emerging. And people it actually will bring humanity to another level, just from my perspective.
Well, what an incredible evening. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, John. Thank you, Betty. Now let's give all of our speakers and panelists a huge round of applause. What the cutest VC panel I've ever had. Now it's our group. Let's do our group photo. Let's welcome all of our panelists, speakers to be on the stage. Let's take a photo together. Our staff from GMI, Topify, FinChip, QualGent, and also our stablecoin. Yeah, you should be there.
Thank you for having us.
Please. Everyone, please stay on the stage. Let's take a group photo, then we can continue.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I mean, we just get lower.
Are we ready? Are we ready? The big smile.
Thank you.